Okay, it's 12 o'clock. Let's go. Hey kids, it's your weird Uncle XV, and I'm going to play Banners of Ruin for you. Now, the purpose of this particular run is to help people who might be struggling with this game a little. Um, I have read reviews and I've read posts on Banners of Ruin subreddit, and I have seen that, it's a deck builder roguelike, and like any deck builder roguelike, there's a learning curve, and I've spent about somewhere in the neighborhood of 350 to 400 hours in this game, so I would say that while I'm not an expert at this game, I have at the very least conquered some part of that learning curve, and I'd like to impart some of that onto you. So before we begin, let's talk about our angry furries. Where are my boys? Hold on one second. Ugh, it's been a minute. All right. So, this is our potential team of angry furries: mouse, bear, weasel, wolf, hare, and beaver. These guys can be easily separated into frontline, backline, or verse. Now, just because I refer to someone as being frontline or backline doesn't necessarily mean that that's where they need to be or that's where they are stuck for the rest of the game. Equipment and passives make the character. With the appropriate passives and equipment, anyone can be anywhere. That being said, because of their specific talents that they have access to, the passives that only their class has access to, and most importantly, their racial abilities, mouse and weasel happen to lean towards back row. Bear and beaver are they tend towards being frontline, and wolf and hare tend towards verse. So, mouse, frontline. Mouse is inarguably the single most damaging class in this game. They are capable of more. They are capable of more raw damage than anyone else. These are the unlocks that you get for increasing their tier. They're not the only cards that are exclusive to mouse. Mice revolve around mostly multi-strikes, and this is due to the way their racial ability works. You trigger their racial ability, and then for each hit in your next attack, you gain 3 strength, and then you also nerf the guy that you are hitting. We'll deal with that later. This is the part that's really important. You gain 3 strength per attack. Now you're going to notice over here that most of their talent cards really revolve around striking multiple times. So the way this works is you trigger this, you fire a card that deals damage several times to build up a strength bomb, and then you trigger that bomb with another card that multi-strikes. So, for example, you bring up your barrage, you deal 2 damage 4 times. It doesn't really sound like a whole lot, but if you trigger your racial first and then throw barrage, you give yourself 12 strength, and then your next attack, for example, dancing blades, deal 3 damage 3 times to 2 separate opponents. You are now doing 15 damage 3 times to 2 separate opponents, and that is before factoring in such things as vulnerability and overwhelm, which we'll get to later. Mouse are incredibly strong. However, they need to come online. In order for mice to really come into their own, they need some will, and they need some cards. They are not perfect out of the box. For example, the way that weasels kind of are. I'm not going to say perfect, but weasels are incredibly powerful. They are, I'm going to say inarguably, the single most powerful class for the early levels. If you're having difficulties with this game, give yourself at least 1 weasel. Their racial ability spawns 3 shivs. I know it's called actually concealed blades, but I'm going to be calling them shivs forever, so you're going to have to deal with that. Each concealed blade, each shiv, is worth 2 damage and 3 bleed. Bleed deals damage directly to vitality. What this means is that every time for each will, they can produce 6 damage, 9 bleed. This is more than enough to completely eliminate 1 target per round at the early stages of the game. No one else can do that at level 1, turn 1. totally remove someone from the board. And that is going to be, as we continue, that's going to be a measure of how well we're doing. If we can remove one enemy action per round, either by displacing the character, moving him into an inactive lane, or by killing that character, we're doing okay. That's our goal. That's what we're aiming for. We want to be able to remove one enemy action per round. Weasels, however, while they jibe incredibly well with certain specific passives that will give them massive increases in power, they are also, I don't really like a lot of their talents, and they are very, very dependent on their end game power is really more dependent on their passives than any other cards that they have. Otherwise, they are just spitting out and using 3 shivs every round. As a result, while they are just as useful end game as they are early game, they sort of plateau off in terms of being super. They don't really come online. They start off really strong, and they continue to be pretty strong for the rest of the game. Unlike Mouse, who once Mouse has a decent amount of will and a decent amount of cards, Mice can obliterate multiple characters in a single round. So that's Frontline, Weasel, and Mouse. We're going to be starting with Mouse and Bear. Frontline, Bear is honestly fucking great. They take a little bit of their racial takes a little bit of getting used to, but what it does is it removes all stacks of a variety, as you can see, a variety of negative effects. Bleeds, this is cripple, poison, and winded. Winded, at the beginning of each round, winded removes 1 stamina per stack of winded. Bleed deals damage directly to vitality. Cripple deals damage whenever you move or are moved. And poison is a misnomer. It should actually be called acid. Poison deals damage like a regular hit. It deals, instead of dealing damage directly to vitality, it deals its damage to armor first. So it acts as a normal hit. The difference here being that poison ticks down each round, and bleed ticks down each round, and poison ticks up. So Bear is very, very strong as frontline, but unlike Beaver, they're a strong front line that also happens to have quite a few very powerful damaging talents. Beavers, on the other hand, Beavers are incredibly powerful frontline tanks. Their talents and their passives, their racial specific talents and passives mostly revolve around being in the front line and soaking a lot of damage. They have some damaging talents, as you can see. These are just the unlocked. These are not all of their racial specific talents. We'll see more of those later. But they have things like, for example, absolute unit, which is ridiculous. Whenever a beaver with the passive absolute unit receives any healing, he heals to full. It's pretty crazy. He's really, really good at this. And also, Beaver's racial ability is incredibly, again, just like Weasel, incredibly powerful for early game. He can create a barricade that can only be on the front rank. This barricade is baseline 25 armor. And what it does is it pretends to be a target. This is very important for the way AI targeting works. AI will either target, generally speaking, if they're ranged, they'll target a character. If they are just plain melee, which is most of them, they'll be targeting a lane, top, middle, or bottom lane. So if they're aiming at the top lane and there's someone in the top and there's someone in the front line and in the back line, the person in the front line is going to be soaking that hit. The person in the back line doesn't need to worry about that hit. That's why we're going to be aiming for a strong armored front line with a lighter armored backline that is capable of pumping out damage. We want our front line to we want them to do hits. We want them to do some damage, but they're going to be focusing on keeping themselves alive and armored, and the guys in the back are going to be focusing on dealing as much damage as they possibly can. Beaver counts as, because of their racial, 2 frontline guys. So when he puts out his barricade, there's now Beaver in the front and his barricade in the front. The enemy AI now has two separate lanes that they can choose to attack, and one of them isn't actually alive and thus is completely expendable. Um, if you are having a lot of difficulty with this game, if you're struggling a lot, the single most powerful starting party is Beaver and Weasel, simply because Weasel is capable of removing one guy per round as of level 1, and Beaver can very, very easily hold most of a front line all by himself. That being said, a lot of Beaver's talents really revolve around buffing his barricade and a lot of defensive stuff. This is not to say that he can't or won't get more damaging cards, but generally speaking, we're going to be, we want to come online. We want to be able to deal a huge amount of damage at the end of the game because we're going after the prince. We'll get to what this means, but it means we're going to need to have a huge amount of versatility and a huge amount of damage by the time we get to the end. Now, that's our front line. Let's talk about verse. We have Wolf and we have Hare. Wolf is welcome in every single team. He has some of the best and most powerful talent cards in the game. He has amazing passives, but his racial ability is the reason why he's welcome anywhere he goes. His racial ability is he can pick up anyone else's card. He spends one will and he gains the ability of using someone else's equipped weapon or talent. Now keep in mind, this is not actually giving, you don't spend one will and then get to play a card. You spend one will and then you can spend stamina to play that card. It's a very, very important distinction. If the card in question costs 3, you have 2 stamina, you're not going to be able to play that card. And then there is Hare. And I want to say, before I say anything else, that I am very tempted to make a joke here and say, and then there is Hare, and then say nothing else and just move on and play the game. Because I don't like Hare, I'm not really going to be using him if I can help it. Hare is fine. He's fine. He's got fine passives. His racial is fine. His talents are fine. It is just that his racial is extremely lackluster compared to everyone else's. He puts down a trap. Anything that steps on that trap, either by moving onto it or being moved onto it, takes 15 vitality damage. Compared to literally it's fine. It is perfectly fine. 15 vitality damage is fine. But compared to literally every other racial ability in this game, it's extremely lackluster. They also have a lot of their talents and passives revolve around moving around on the board, which I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of, buffing their traps, which I already don't give a shit about, and consuming preparation, which I don't want to do. We're going to be... I say this, and every time I say this, I end up... Every time I say this, I end up actually finding a Hare that has amazing talents, amazing passives, and then I take that Hare along and he helps me win the fucking game. But that being said, unless we find a Hare that has truly amazing talents and amazing equipment, we're not going... We will take a weasel or a mouse with somewhat lackluster passives and talents over a Hare with pretty good passives and talents. All right, that's going to be just about everything. So, now, I'm not going to be doing any challenges this time. I'm not going to be taking any oaths. All we're going to be doing this time, we're just gonna go after the prince. The purpose of this run, again, is to try to assist some players who might be struggling. So I am going to be talking a lot about the choices that I make. I'm going to be talking a lot about the moves that I make. I want to point out I'm not perfect. Sometimes I botch. Sometimes I misplay. Usually I have the presence of mind to notice when I've fucked something up. We'll do my best. I'm going to do my best. So here we go. So, right away, if you have never beaten the prince before, let me actually set something up before I do anything. I'm putting my this is my bear. This is how you note it. This is how you can tell where dudes are. They each have their own personal symbol. This is Mossfoot the bear. This is Deslin the mouse. Front line, back line, top, mid, bottom row. Okay. So there's a reason why I'm doing this for right now. I'm going to allow my mouse to soak some hits for the bear. If he takes too much damage, I'm going to end up having to put him directly behind the bear, which is going to put a lot of stress on the bear because all attacks will be coming at him. So I'm going to try to avoid that. Again, starting with mouse and bear is a little bit starting on the back foot because they are two very powerful classes that need levels in order to really come online. Now, if you've never beaten the prince before, you won't be seeing these three cards. These are your rewards for beating the prince and getting the three different endings. Omen, Foresight, and Charity each correspond to one of three choices that you have when you beat the prince. You beat the prince, you've gone through all of this shit, you've beaten him, he explains to you in a long monologue why he did everything that he did, and it's mostly boils down to I was jealous, wah. And you then have a choice of either executing him on the spot, handing him over to the people to be executed on the spot, or telling him everything's cool, forgiving him completely, and then singing out a loud hosanna as small children sing out in praise and adulation and exultation as a rainbow crosses the sky and everyone sings Kumbaya. It's the super happy ending that even though you have murdered literally dozens of people, men and women, on the way to this point, you get to him and you say, you know what? All is forgiven. And if and when you get to that prince, this is the option you're going to be taking. You are going to be forgiving him the first time through because of Charity. So Omen gives you, it allows you to ruin 5 skills. This is very important if you are planning on doing a ruin run, which we're not planning on doing. Foresight is ridiculous, and I do not understand the purpose of it. So what it does is it allows you to, as it says, pre-select your first talent. At level 2, when you gain your first level, you get to pick a talent. And this lets you pick that talent in advance. It doesn't give you the card. You don't have that card in advance. It's just that when you hit level 2, that's the card you're going to get. So you pick it now instead of picking it later. I don't understand the purpose of this. The only thing I've been able to come up with as to why the fuck this is even a thing is that this allows you to take a very early mulligan. You can see that what talents these guys are going to have, and if you don't like those talents, you can just quit out and start over right away. Charity is so fucking strong. It says you may reroll the skills offered to you in your next 5 combats. This is not exactly accurate. It's not the next 5 combats. It is you get 5 rerolls. I have tested this, and it really seems as though if you don't reroll the card reward that you are offered, you don't consume it. So you get 5 rerolls in total at a period in time in which your deck kind of sucks, and you really, really, really want to start adding valuable cards as quickly as possible. Charity helps you do that. So, once again, the first time you beat the prince, no matter how angry you are at that prince, no matter how ridiculous it is for you to say, you know something, we're good. After, again, murdering literally everyone, you're still going to take it. And we are too. That's actually not bad. So, your next choice, your next event, this is something that you're always going to see. You will have a choice between 3 starting gifts. In the pool of starting gifts that you have includes some that are very, very strong, of which this is one of them, and some that are a bit lackluster. Provisions is a free card. Hidden Gem is really strong, but it's a bit random. It can either be something that is absurdly powerful, or it can be something that is a little lackluster. But the one we're going to be taking is Prey, because that is going to let us give our mouse an extra will right away. All right, so here we are. So, a couple things I'm going to point out about the playing field. You see this right here, this red strip right here? This is showing you which row is active. These guys in the front row, they will be fighting. There's no one in the back row, so it's not going to, the active strip is not going to move to the back row unless I do something like this. Now, there's a guy in the front and a guy in the back. Now, what that means is this guy will attack this round, and this guy will attack next round. This is the only real form of crowd control that we are going to have access to over the course of this game. Moving someone from an active row into an inactive row. That's it. You just saw it. That's what we're doing. Now you notice this guy, the red line, you can see he's going to be attacking my mouse. He's going to be attacking him for 8 damage, and then he is going to be... No, he's not going to be doing anything because this only increases his armor if he's got 3 allies. So he's just going to be attacking for 8. And I'm not going to be able to kill him. And I am going to take 2 damage. I should have kicked the other one in the back. That's fine. Longsword is not great. 11 damage is going to have to do. Nope. Okay. So this is how let's watch. It's called charge? Whatever. It's I honestly don't pay attention to what the names of their passives are. I just pay attention to what they do. So we're gonna trigger this. It's 3 damage, but now he's only doing 3 damage, but now he has he's banked 9 strength. So the next time he attacks, it's gonna do 9 additional strength. Easy as that. And honestly, I can't do anything else. Okay. Easy peasy. Okay, this is actually not bad to start off with. Pink powder. Pink powder is pretty useful. Vulnerable. Character receives 25% more damage from attacks. It ticks down by 1 each turn. I may refer to this as pink versus overwhelm, which is red. We're going to see overwhelm later, hopefully. There are 2 different debuffs in this game that directly impact the amount of damage someone takes, pink and red. Pink, vulnerable. It is a flat 25% additional damage from all attacks. It ticks down by 1 each turn. This deals 5 damage to the rank, and it applies 3 stacks of pink. Now, that means that it lasts for 3 rounds. This is as opposed to Overwhelm. Overwhelm works very differently. We will get to that when we get to that. Reckless Aid we're not going to be taking because we don't want to throw around that much Winded. Deadly Harvest deals with Crippled, and I don't like Crippled. So we're just going to take Pink Powder, which is a pretty good card to start off with, actually. This is our informant. This guy is going to permit us to reach the prince. He's going to give us 3 separate tasks, one in each street, and each street is an act. So 1 per act, he's going to be giving us 3 separate tasks that we need to complete in order for us to get to the prince. First, we need to spend $150 on a boat. Next, we need to fight and beat 2 honestly really easy fights in a row. And 3, we need to deal with what used to be actually quite a complicated and difficult fight that has been made much easier. I'll explain more when we get to it. Only the first one is really honestly kind of a thing. And the reason why it's kind of a thing, give me a moment. The reason why it's kind of a thing is because more than anything else, in our first street, we need to build up money. We are going to be aiming for around about 14 to 1500. I'm going to say maybe actually probably 13 to 1500 gold. That's what we're aiming for, florins. That's what we're aiming for because we want to be able to recruit 2 dudes at our first recruitment event. If we can't recruit even 1, we're fucked. We're just fucked. If we can recruit exactly 1, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. If we can recruit 2, we're doing great. So that's what we're aiming for. And in order to do that, we're going to need to work up $1,300 to $1,500. Giving away any amount of money between now and that first recruitment event is potentially devastating. There are exactly 2 events in the event deck that are worth giving money away. The first one is $150 to buy that boat. The other one is Kilderkin. We'll talk about Kilderkin if and when we see it. This blue tap right here, this little blue thing, that is telling you this blue thing right here. Yeah. So don't worry about what it says here. At the end of this is just basically telling you what your pre-boss event is going to be. It's always the same, and you are given an easy choice between the 3. So don't worry about that. This one being blue right here, what that means is that somewhere in this deck is the informant task for this street. And away we go. Okay. So I have 8 damage coming here. I have 16 damage coming at my mouse. We're gonna... What can we do about that? Can we kill one of these guys this round? We might be able to. Yes, we can. Okay, so he's dead. And let's start in on him. Again, bleed really, really strong. And also, again, if we can remove 1 enemy action per round, we're doing okay. So I'm going to trigger strength to get these 2 hits. I'm now up to 6 strength. Honestly. Okay. Let's get rid of you. And... Okay. The one bleed is not it's not terrible. We're going to increase our strength a little bit. Trigger yet another just in case this... There we go. See? He's very, very strong. And this is actually a legitimately difficult choice. Invigorating Blow is a fucking great card, especially with a mouse. Invigorating Blow, again, deals 8 damage. If the final damage dealt is 13 or greater, it gives whoever cast this card 2 additional stamina and 4 regeneration. That's really, really strong. Health healing effects are worth their weight in gold because they're quite rare, especially at this stage in the game. Pincer is okay. It is in no way as good as either Running on Fumes or Invigorating Blow. Running on Fumes is the one that we're going to take. You draw 3 cards and you gain 4 Winded. Next turn, you lose 1 stamina for each stack of Winded, and then Winded is removed. So normally what this would mean is one character, whoever casts this, he gets to draw 3 cards, and then next round he doesn't get to do fuck all anything. But we have a bear, and bears happen to be able to clear Winded with their racial. So bear now is going to be a substantial source of card draw. Now, this looks like it's going to be a difficult choice, but it actually isn't. Intelligence isn't right now, but later on in the game, anytime we see intelligence, we're going to be going after it. At this stage in the game, it is not very good. Intelligence gives you free experience, and it gives you more experience depending on where you are on the street and which act you're on. Right now, it's 100. By the end of this street, or by the end of next street, I don't quite remember, it'll be giving us 500 experience, and by the time we're in the 3rd street, intelligence events will be giving us 1,500. But for right now, 100 experience is nothing. It's not enough for us to gain an extra level, and instead, we're going to take this hidden gem. And here we go. So, all right, that's actually really, really good. So, let's talk about upgrades. So, this is the way that upgrades work. It's honestly pretty legit. So, this button lets you get into upgrades. When you hit a card with an upgrade, toggle over here, you can see the card that has been upgraded. And if you want to remove that upgrade, just move it like this. There you go. Real convenient. The way that card augments work in this game is, honestly, it's great. So, this card is going to give us health. 3 health every time it's triggered for everyone in the party, which is great. However, it does increase stamina cost, so we're going to be wanting to put it on a card that is 0 cost, so that we don't waste any stamina. We're actually going to be aiming to get a different card that is 0 cost that we can transfer this card to that one. But for right now, this is a fine place for it. High Spirits gives everybody Vigor. Vigor just gives you essentially a free card. Doggedness gives everybody 15 armor. We're going at Heavy Patrol. What I actually should have done right there is grab High Spirits or Dogged and then gone into Heavy Patrol. But I'm dumb, so I didn't do that. So let's see. Everyone is attacking my bear. So Bear is going to spend this round armoring up. Okay, he's all set. Okay, I'm not going to waste that on a single attack. So these 3 are going to do their little thing. Okay, now, let's see the other effect of having a bear with running on fumes. Let's see, first of all, who are you attacking? Okay, so 6 damage coming at the bear, and then 12 damage coming at my mouse. I don't know. Yeah, it's worth it. Okay, that'll do. That'll do fine. So, check this out. 3 extra cards. You know what? I could have saved it for the rush. That doesn't matter. So, when he triggers it, not only does he get rid of that fatigue, but he also adds armor per stack of the thing he just got rid of. So this is a quick, cheap, and easy way to give your bear a good boost in armor. Everybody's fine, so I can afford to do this. Give everybody, top everyone off. Okay. The reason why he did a little bit over, these guys have Fury. Every single round, these characters, the bear and the beaver, are going to gain strength equal to the stacks of Fury that they have, and every round they're going to increase their Fury. What that means is these guys eventually are going to become impossible to deal with, so we need to kill them pretty quickly. So that's what we're going to be doing. Everyone is attacking my mouse. Kick you to the back. Yeah. I actually probably... See, that was a misplay. What I should have done was sweep that so that the bear took the extra hit and then kicked him to the back. But again, like I said, I misplay. Sometimes I don't think things all the way through. He's still attacking my back row, so we're just going to go ahead and... Yeah, that was a mistake. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, because he's not living. Who are you hitting? Same guy? Same guy. Give yourself a little bit of health. Yep, not enough. Equipment! Yeah, okay. Alright. So let's talk about weapons and weapon damage for a second. Now, Halberd. On paper, this is not a very good card. It is way too expensive. 4 stamina for 12 damage to rank. It's the damage that it does is great. I mean, 36 damage is fantastic, but 4 stamina is ridiculous. Generally speaking, if you throw Halberd, you're not doing anything else that round. And we don't even have the capacity of doing anything with Halberd just yet anyway. None of our guys have that much stamina. However, it's still a good card to take simply because its weapon damage is 12, and there are a number of cards that deal damage. Their base damage is weapon damage. So, for example, that card that we have that deals damage and then it also gives 4 bleed, it is weapon damage plus 4 bleed. Currently, that is 8, because our dudes have their starting weapons are both 8 damage. Longsword is 8 damage, and hatchet is 8 damage. Now, this greatsword, 12 damage, this halberd, 12 damage. So now that card it's that much stronger. We're not going to be taking the halberd along simply because we actually have we may actually be able to use greatsword. And I don't want to give up this round shield yet. No, I don't think it's worth it for the moment. Anyway, as for the card, already got a running on fumes. Sunder is okay for much later on in the game, and it's very good if we happen to have a large amount of vulnerability to throw around, which we don't currently. We kind of do, and it's honestly, if you notice, it is only dealing damage to armor. This is a spell effect that is only going to be useful much, much, much later on in the game. Colossal Smash also, it's useful much, much, much later, but it's not useful right now, and none of these are any good, so we're just actually going to skip. And we got a level. So, to begin with, he gets an extra stamina. Let's see what his talent is first. So his talent, Synergize, is phenomenal. We can't use it yet, but it's a very strong card. It's a shame that we can't use it just yet, but we will be able to later on. And your first talent is fucking Barrage. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So that means you're taking another will. This is Barrage. Barrage is one of the best cards in this game. It is one of the best talents in this game. It doesn't look like much, but it's extraordinary. Barrage is a 1 stamina card. It deals 2 damage 4 times. So 8 damage doesn't really seem like that big of a deal, except for, obviously, it's a mouse. So it is an exceptionally strong card for setting up or paying off a strength bomb. And also, after playing, this card shuffles back into your draw pile. This card, upon being played, does not discard. So once you see it, you're going to keep seeing it very, very frequently. So it's a great card, and it's especially a great card to get this early on. This means that we're one step closer to really coming online. All right. So, who are you hitting? Are you doing 8 damage to you? Let's give everyone a little bit of health. Right away we can see our mouse is really starting to come online. Again, 12 damage plus bleed is great. Okay. We don't need another rush. We don't need another vanguard. Deep strike is a possibility. It's a possibility for later on. It's actually quite a decent nuke. It's 5 damage, but if the opponent is in the back rank, it deals 4 damage, additional 4 damage, plus an additional 4 damage per character's level. So by endgame, this can actually end up being a fairly decent nuke. But there's other things that we want. Like digging deep. Digging deep is absolutely what we want. So let's discuss digging deep. It's very, very, very self-explanatory. It's a 3 stamina card, so it's expensive, but it gives you back 2 stamina right away. So its ultimate cost ends up being 1. You just need to be able to have the initial stamina cost to throw the card. Discard cards, and then you draw as many cards as you've just discarded. So it's card draw that is also card cycle. It's very, very strong. And what we're going to learn more than anything else, the winning strategies in this game, remove at least 1 enemy action per round, gather money, aim for filling your hand with cards every single round. Our success is going to be measured directly by how much card draw we have. More on that later. We're not doing back alley because we don't want to clear cards. We don't want to clear cards. We don't need a quick round, which is excellent, by the way. We don't need it because we're not actually ailing. This is a heal party by 50%. We're going to go to juggler, and we're not going to buy anything. We're not going to buy it. Quick hands is great, and so is instinct. We want both of these cards. We want to get them from card rewards, but 330 florins and 225 florins is way too fucking much to spend right now. This is preparation. Preparation is exactly what I was just talking about. Preparation is card draw. Each stack of preparation is one extra card drawn per round, and then it ticks down. So this is, you draw one card immediately, and then next round is 3 additional cards drawn, then 2 additional cards drawn, then 1. It is real strong, but it's half our fucking money. We're not spending half our fucking money on this. Now this might be a thing. Let's see. So he is going to give us an option of choosing, of recruiting someone very early. Potentially, this is going to put us way far ahead. Potentially. We don't have 850, so we can't do the tailored service, which is actually really cool. It lets you it lets you pick a guy. It lets you basically tailor a guy to your current needs. Please keep in mind, you don't actually spend the money until you decide that you do definitely want to hire the guy. Opportunist is good, but it's not really good for a mouse, and the reason why simply is because Opportunist consumes stacks of strength. That being said, Sleight of Hand is very good, Warhammer is extraordinarily good, and Improvise is awesome. So that's a big fucking maybe. And he has superior heavy armor, which means that he's either frontline or he puts that onto the bear and he goes behind the bear. And my other option is, nope, Ruin isn't very good. Ruin isn't very good at all. This is cold-blooded. Every time this character ruins a card, they gain 5 strength. We're not going to be aiming for Ruin. Throwing Dagger is very, very strong, but we don't have any preparation yet. Carapace, Carapace is great for a frontliner, but we don't really necessarily want our Weasel to be in the front line, and the rest of his stuff isn't great. So we're going to go ahead and take this here mouse. That's a great mouse to have. We now can relax quite a bit. This is honestly great. We can really relax here. So we now have, I've put that mouse in the back line. I've put the mouse in the back line directly behind this bear. Bear now has heavy armor, superior heavy armor. This is what he's going to be wearing for the rest of the game. This also unfortunately means that he's not going to be able to take too many actions for the next couple of levels because superior heavy armor, it starts you with 38. It starts combat with 38 armor. You gain 10 armor per round, and you also gain 2 fatigue every round. So the trade-off is, he's going to be a very effective tank, but he is going to be able to take less actions per round. Obviously, he does have the ability to clear those fatigues off. So we're going to be saving that. He's honestly going to end up, most rounds, he's going to have exactly 1 stamina, which is fine, because his round shield only needs 1 stamina. And his, what is it called? Where is it? Running on fumes also only needs 1 stamina. So his job, he is now frontline for life. That's just where he is. That's just where he's going to be. We are in really good shape. We're in really good shape. We also have no goddamn money left. Thief is pointless. Sparring partner is pointless because we don't have the money for it. Mentor is going to give us the option of duplicating a card in our deck. And frankly, it would be pink powder. It would be pink powder. That's honestly the only thing that's worth duplicating at this point. I honestly didn't even want to duplicate pink powder, but I forgot that you can't back out of that once you've selected dupe. That doesn't matter. So we've just hit our first crossroads, and we are doing great. We've got 3 guys in our team, and one of them is level 4. He's not going to be. He's not going to be. Well, not necessarily. Not necessarily. So let me just explain what just happened in my brain. I was going to say that he's not going to be building that much will because he has Opportunist. Whenever this character applies a status effect to an opponent, deal 2 damage for every stack applied. As I said, this consumes strength. So we need to be really, really careful about what cards we use with him. That being said, we don't really have a lot of effects that apply statuses currently, except for Pink Powder, which means Pink Powder applied by him now does 5 damage plus 6 damage. So, you know what? Getting the extra pink powder turned out to be pretty good. We're going to go for the slightly harder combat. That's what this symbol here means. All right. Oh, you know what? I was dumb. I should have swapped this armor onto him or put him right here. That's fine. We'll live. So these guys are all aiming at him, and they're not getting through his armor. He gonna be fine. I did that on purpose. I know that I literally did just say that card is much better thrown by him, but I wanted to be able to take, as I said, one dude out this round. This, by the way, withdraw, you're almost never going to see me use this card. And the reason why is because it costs a will. It allows you to move a guy from point A to point B and also give them a very small amount of armor. And I can see that I misplayed again because I killed the wrong guy. I killed the guy who was aiming at the bear instead of the guy who was aiming at the mouse. Doing great, doing great. All right. Now I want to show you exactly what I mean by it consumes the it consumes the effect. So I'm going to trigger this on him, and I'm going to sharpen steel. Okay, so do you see what happened there? So it did the damage. So it did the damage from the thing. It gave me the strength from his charge, and then it did the damage for his Opportunist, and it consumed that strength immediately. So you need to be real careful about which we're going to need to be really careful about which cards we use with him. But we're not really that much. We're in amazing shape. We're gonna be fine. Nope, re-rolling. Nope, don't need any of those. As for equipment, Heater Shield is fine. Flail is not great. We are, however, going to be swapping this so that Deslin here. Actually, you know what? Kesselmead is level 4. I'm going to go ahead and move him to the outer, to the undefended rank. There we go. Because he's got a little bit. He's got extra vitality. I'm going to leave him with the medium armor. Okay, fight or flight. I don't know if we have the juice to take on fight or flight. Fight or flight is a legitimately extremely difficult encounter. It is it's going to be 5 or 6 guys, including ranged. We're very much ahead. We're very much ahead. You know what? I'm going to roll the dice. Fight or flight is a legitimately very, very difficult fight. And honestly, if we had not picked up Kesselmead, I would absolutely say we'd be avoiding this. We'd be going after the heavy elites, which are a decent amount of challenge, but not really that bad. This is going to be a thing. So, here's a couple things about what we're looking at here. Number 1, these are all Act 2 enemies. We're not going to be seeing these guys until much later in this act or in next act. They are much more complicated and do much more dangerous things than any of the guys we've seen so far. They also have much higher health, armor, and damage. We're going to do everything we can. We're going to try this. We're going to try. I'm reasonably certain we should be okay. Okay, may as well dodge this because he can't use it. Okay, let's draw a couple extra cards, and let's immediately trigger that so that he can get both of you. You are attacking him. 10 and 1 bleed. You can handle that. All right. Now no one can use this. It's fine. It's fine. We'll be okay. All right. Now, we were not able to remove one enemy action this round. That's not great. These guys are going to be doing. That's bad. That would be fine. So, 24 damage to the round, or let's trigger this again. Actually. You know what? Let's just make sure that he's dead. Okay, he's going to be taking damage, but he's actually doing quite well in terms of. He's actually doing quite well in terms of his max health. So I'm okay with taking the damage there. I'm not okay with taking the damage there, but I don't have a choice. Alright, so these two guys are both going to sweep the front row. That's fine, and he's also hitting my bear. This is fine. They're not doing shit. Let's get rid of you completely. Okay, good. And let's get solid footing. Okay, we're in good shape. So what are we picking up? Let's see. Let's get a Warhammer back in our hands. Sure. Oh, hey, look at that. All right, so watch this. Let's take a look at a little bit of synergy. Okay, now's a good enough time as any to talk about Overwhelm. Overwhelm as opposed to Vulnerable, pink, Overwhelm, red. Overwhelm, which the best source of this is red powder, which we'll talk about later on if we manage to see Kilderkin. Overwhelm works kind of the same as Vulnerable, except it's completely different and much, much better. Vulnerable, again, is 25% additional damage from all attacks, and it ticks down by 1 each turn. Overwhelm, that's Vulnerable, rather. Overwhelm is 25% additional damage from attacks per stack. The difference, and also rather than ticking down 1 per round, it is completely removed at the end of the round. Okay? So, stacking large amounts of Overwhelm is how our mice are going to end up doing stupid amounts of damage. Watch this. It's so good. All right, you know what? Let's trigger you. Okay. Yeah, okay. We're doing fine. Card from a draw pile. You know what? Let's bring our barrage back. Actually, we knew that the barrage was going to be coming back into our hand sooner rather than later anyway, but let's just make sure it's there. So, start off with... Having that strength in is not going to be great. I mean, like, it's... Because he's going to be using the strength immediately. But it's fine. Okay. Boot to the head. Okay. We might not have been able to do that if we did not have the additional mouse. That was a legitimately difficult fight. When you see Fight or Flight, when you see it, if you haven't run into an early recruitment event, or if you have not started with Beaver and Weasel, avoid that fight, because it'll fucking kill you. We're going to be taking a Kimbo. It's not going to be useful just yet, but it will be later on. We're going to be swapping up to Superior Light Armor, which is fine, but we're going to be needing something better later. And this is Superior Medium. Again, we're going to be needing better later. But it's fine for right now. It's also a large amount of money and experience. So we've just gotten ourselves quite a bit of stuff back. We don't need the heal just yet. We're going to go in for the heavy patrol and get more experience and money. Who are you attacking? Everyone is attacking my poor mouse. But luckily my mouse has literally just picked up superior medium, so he's actually not doing terrible. What are we getting rid of? You and you. Okay, that's not bad. Let's bring a few more cards. Also give him a whole bunch of armor. Okay, and also, yeah. I fucking love Kesselmead. I'm so glad we found him. He is a good boy, and I love him. Okay. And there's no reason to take damage if we don't have to. And may as well. I want to show you something. So this is how... no, actually, that was dumb. He doesn't have anything that would trigger his opportunist. Nah, never mind. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. And you can just murder him. And you can just murder him. And we're fine. Rearguard is quite good. I am going to be taking Rearguard. So this is a good defensive skill. It gets stronger the more guys we have in the back. Rotate we're not interested in. Coordination is okay, but it's a bit fiddly. It's if the character's in the front rank, it deals weapon damage. If it's in the back rank, he gives 5 strength to the character in the front rank. It's fine. But honestly, Rearguard is better. It's just a 6 damage attack, but the front rank, everyone in the front rank gains 6 shield, 6 armor for every character in the back rank. So this is going to be a quick way of giving our bear an extra 12 armor in a pinch. Let's see what the equipment we got is. Actually, you know what? We're going to go ahead and take this buckler. The round shield is fine, but we're doing okay. Actually, you know what? No, you know what? We'll stick with the buckler. No, we won't, because he'll never be able to fucking use it yet. All right, we'll put the back... Let me explain what's happening in my brain right now. So, this card, let me bring it over here so you can actually see what's happening. Tower Shield is like a much more powerful round shield. Round shield, as you've seen, it's great. It's an amazing shield. Of all of these starting cards, this one is easily the best. It is 1 stamina for 10 armor, and then it gives you an additional 5 armor that you can put on yourself or anyone else for free. It is 15 armor for 1 stamina. Compared to this, your actual card that is block is just 5. It's 1 stamina for 5 armor. So round shield is fucking great. Tower shield is like a supercharged round shield. It gives you 2 take covers, which is 2 instances of 5 armor for free to yourself or to an ally. It gives you 2 of those, plus also it gives you 30 armor instead of 10, plus also it gives you entrenched, which gives you the ability to avoid, you can ignore movement effects. No one can shove you around. That's going to be very important later on. To the point that now that I'm talking about it, I think I am going to leave this in my stash. Buckler, on the other hand, is just great. It's just 5 armor, but it is 1 stack of anticipation. Anticipation allows you to completely ignore 1 incoming hit. Full stop. It's great. Honestly, both of these shields are pretty good. But entrenched is way too expensive for where we are right now. So we're just going to take the buckler. We're going to move on. Weapon merchant is not something that's interesting. Chance to heal again, we really don't need it. And Overzealous Guards is going to give us the opportunity to get into a little bit of a fight. We can bribe the guards to leave, and I believe she'll give us a. I believe that she'll give us a card. Just a moment. I want to thank you very much. Okay, there we go. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to enter combat, because that's what we're aiming for, is as many combats as we can manage. We want combat. That's our thing. Oh, Kalidokali. Give me 1 moment, please. All right. You're still not going to be doing anything of use. And he's not doing anything scary. Let's pick a card to come to our hand next round. And let's ditch guard. It's not necessary because he's not breaking through that shield. Once again, we are in excellent shape. We have a number of cards that give us card draw. We have a number of cards that allow us to pull exactly the card we want into our hand. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Granted, 7 vulnerable doesn't really fucking matter, but still. I mean, it looks impressive, right? Seriously? Not even a single... Ugh. I don't want you doing anything. We need more attacks. We have a lot of great utility. What we need more of right now is attacks. And none of these are attacks. Trauma is not bad. It's just it's another way of getting vulnerable onto a guy. And in Kessel Meat's hands, it's an additional 8 damage. But honestly, it's not where we need to be. Instinct, on the other hand, is great. Draw this character's next talent card from your draw pile. This is going to come in real handy later on. And speaking of coming in real handy, here's our first passive. Fingers crossed for a good one. And it's an okay one. This is not bad. Whenever this character kills an enemy, when Roar is spawned into your hand, Roar is a great card, but he's not going to be our big killer. Whenever this character uses a racial ability, draw 1 card. It's not amazing. It's great. Don't get me wrong. It's great. But our bear is not going to be using his racial ability that often. And Flow is one of the best passives in the game. And it's currently on a guy who doesn't have the talents to use it. So Flow, whenever this character plays a talent card, 1 random card in your hand becomes 0 stamina cost for this turn. This would have been great if we got it on our mouse who has Barrage. This would have been... If you get Flow on a weasel, you've basically won the game. But to say that again, Flow on a weasel wins the fucking game. We don't have a weasel. We have a bear. And we have a bear with a talent that he can't afford to throw. Fine. He'll get better talents later on. We're getting there. We're doing a thing. All right. So, and there we go. Gambler. Whenever this character kills an enemy, gains vigor. That's quite strong for a mouse. It's very strong for a mouse because obviously he's going to be doing a lot of killing. But this Gambler is way better. Gambler is such a powerful effect that if we have the opportunity to take multiples of Gambler, we're going to. At the start of every turn, you don't have to, you may discard 1 card and then draw 2 cards. It is card draw and it is also card cycle. Gambler means that we don't need to be quite as choosy about cards. We don't need to be quite as choosy about cards that are very situational. Because if we get them and we don't need them, we can use Gambler and we can just kick them out of our hand. Gambler means that we can be a lot more liberal about our card choices from here on out. We're real happy about getting it. I'm going to be giving him a little bit of extra stamina. We're going to be swapping back and forth with him. He's going to be adding stamina and will and stamina. Stamina, will, stamina, will, probably. My other mouse is going to be mostly adding stamina because, again, the nature of his look at that. We're gonna hit the boat merchant first because I'll explain why in a second. So the most efficient way of doing this, because that particular round, that's exactly why. Okay. Because that particular card would have taken 2 rounds before it ticked down. The informant task would have taken... So I could have taken one of those combats and then taken the informant task, but I was concerned. Combats are fine, but there are more valuable event cards, and Army Reserves and Wishing Well are both more valuable. Hesitation is normally something... You see this symbol right here? What this means is that if this ticks down, it's going to automatically do this thing. In this case, everybody's going to take 5 damage, which is unfortunate. But we're going to take 5 damage. Every one of us is going to take 5 damage because we're taking Wishing Well, and we're taking Armory Reserves. Wishing Well is a great fucking... This is awesome. So, this is legitimately a difficult choice. Like I said, the way that upgrades work in this game, it's very, very convenient. You can swap it around anytime you want to, but also you're going to want to put your upgrades onto cards that you are guaranteed to cast and guaranteed to cast frequently. We have Barrage. This is a card that is going to be in our hand fucking constantly. If we have a 0 cost augment, it's going on Barrage because it's always going to be available. Now what that means is that we can either get Lucky Charm, which is just plain gain 10 florins every time that card is played. It's really, really nice bit of additional money, especially considering Barrage, once again, is going to be in our hand fucking constantly. But what we're going to do instead is we're going to toss a card down the well, and that card is going to be Withdraw. Again, a card that I don't care about. And it's going to give us instead, hey, look at that free card draw. Let's put that on Barrage. Awesome. Look at that. And it's free card draw. It did not... Why did that tick down twice? That shouldn't have ticked down twice. That's bullshit. That's a mistake. That should have only ticked down once. All right, so here we are. Here we are at the tavern. Okay, we cannot afford our bear. We have a choice between a hare. Once again, we're probably not taking this hare. We're not taking this hare. This is not an interesting hare. And a mouse with flow. A mouse with flow. Superior light armor is fine. Club is fine. Heater shield is fine. And Rising Storm is pretty good. I'm going to be taking him. But this is going to be putting us into a bit of a difficult situation because we now have 3 backline. And we need to do something about that. So what's happening right now, we're going to be moving our... so now Kesselmead is now he's now frontline. He has been officially anointed as you are now fucking frontline. De Grey is going to be standing behind him. He doesn't really have a lot. He doesn't have a lot. You know what? Let's change around their equipment as well. I don't give a shit about the heater shield. You can go fuck yourself. We're going to give the club to Kesselmead so that he can pick up this here buckler that we had in our stash. We're giving the Warhammer to our new boy De Grey. It is going to... What this does mean is that he's not going to be able to get the same amount of use out of it as Kesselmead was with the additional 2 damage per stack of everything that he's putting on. But this is still 9 damage plus 6 damage from the vulnerable. And it lets him have a shield in the front position. So this is what we're going to do. And let's see who our first boss is. And it's fucking Spitter. Shit. Okay. Of course it's Spitter. There are several different bosses that can be drawn at random from a pool. Spitter is the only one that isn't shit. Spitter is legitimately dangerous. Everyone else kind of isn't. None of the other bosses are really that bad. Spitter is very bad, potentially. The reason why Spitter is bad is this. He puts 1 stack of poison, which once again should be called acid, on every single character as of round 1. What that means is that this fight now has a ticking clock. Every single round, poison deals damage against armor first and then vitality. It acts as a regular attack, and then it ticks up. What this means is that there is going to come a point where we will just stop existing, where the amount of damage coming in from poison is just going to be too much for us to bear, especially for our backline troops who only have 10 armor that is not increasing. And yeah. Okay. Let's get rid of these 2. And you. Bring in some extra, and then let's give our rear guard some extra armor. Let's give our back rank, let's give our back rank a little extra armor as well. And let's bring that barrage into our hand. There we go. Seems a bit of a waste, but we're going to do it anyway. Oh, for God's sakes, why didn't that work? Did you not trigger? It didn't trigger. What happened there? Something went wrong. I must have misplayed somehow, but I'm not sure how I did it. Doesn't matter. We move forward. Get rid of the kick because it's not going to be coming in handy at all this round. All right, so pink powder. Kesselmead doesn't get to do the extra damage against something that against barricades, apparently, which is unfortunate. Okay, this is starting to get a bit serious. All right, Kesselmead is going to... There we go. Kesselmead also is going to be hitting you in the face 3 fucking times. Go fuck yourself, and a little bit more. Okay. Should be just about it for you. We are not out of the woods just yet. Can I use anything else? No. Okay. I'll be taking some damage. And I'm out of armor on half of my mice. Ugh, that's not good. Can't use this synergy anyway. Oh, we could have used that synergy. Shit. Whatever. Good. Whatever. Okay. We good? We're good. Okay. So that could have been fucking terrible. We pulled through. We are fine. But still, it could have been a very difficult fight. Double team! That's awesome, especially because we have 3 mice. So, double team, gain 6 armor and 1 strength. If this character has any adjacent allies of the same race, they all gain 12 armor and 5 strength. So here's what we're gonna fucking do. First of all, let's see. Oh, hey, look at this. So Kesselmead, you get some heavy armor. We're going to be changing our position, specifically based on that. We're going to be moving everybody a little bit closer together, and every time that card, Double Team, comes up, we're going to be playing it on De Grey. De Grey is going to be the one who's going to trigger that card, because he will then be adjacent to everybody. Now, you have a choice between 1,000 money, everybody gets healed to full, which we're going to roll the dice on, and someone gets a free level. So let's see who's closest to a level. And honestly, it's you. You are the farthest from a level. You'll be getting the most amount of benefit out of that experience. That is to say, he is gaining the most amount of experience from this card. So, see what you got. We're going to give you an extra stamina. And Dancing Blades. Awesome. Awesome. This is a great card. This is a great card for both setting up and paying off a strength bomb. It's 3 damage 3 times to 2 separate opponents. Master at Arms is okay. Eager Strike is okay. 6 times 2, it's fine. It's 12 damage. But honestly, you want to be striking with your mouse. You want to strike as many times as possible, and it's kind of hard to beat 6 hits. It's difficult to beat 6 hits. All right. And away we go. Okay. Okay, so that's 18 damage, 18 strength he has just built up. They're very strong. Mice are crazy, crazy powerful, and we have 3 of them. I have very high hopes for our ability to take out the prince. In the meantime, it's a 12. Nah, not enough. Double team. I don't want to discard any of these. So, check it out. Ta-da! It's huge. Of course, his extra ability is going to be consuming that strength immediately. That's the reason why he's in the front line. Yep, that was dumb. There was nothing for me to discard. Don't like that. Not happy about that. If this persists, if he keeps on taking damage like that, I am going to very strongly consider swapping places with the Grey and having Kesselmead in the back row for a little bit. I'd rather not. None of these. None of these. Smugglers. And a Crazy Weasel. Okay, we're going to hit Crazy Weasel first, then we're going to go over Smugglers. Crazy Weasel is a great fucking card. So what he does is he allows you to destroy what he transforms one card into another card. Very, very, very simple. Use a trigger card. Hey, it's Flurry. Fucking awesome. Flurry is that is worth 2 level ups, but Smugglers is better. So what's going to happen here is these otters are going to give us 3 instances of black powder, and then next we're not going to use any of them. They are going to be effectively they're a burden, they're a curse in our deck. They don't do anything. We're not going to be using them because they are permanently ruined by use. Now, this is like a little quest. We're going to have when we get to the end, we're going to have several options. We can either keep the 3 black powders, and black powder is a very, very strong card, but honestly, it's not great because it can only be used once. Or we can give it back and get a lot of money, or we can give it back and get a free recruit. We'll see which one we pick when we get there. Let's take a quick round. Heal up, Kesselmead. Good, perfect. I don't have enough money. Fuck. All right, so Arena. You see this bear? When you see this bear, you go towards this bear. This guy is going to allow us to bet. I do have enough money. Yes. Okay. He's going. I thought it was 450, not 300. So you can bet $150 on winning a single fight, and then you win $300. Or you can bet 300 florin on winning 2 fights in a row and win $750. This is going to resolve all of our money problems for a little while, because we're not going to have any problems winning 2 fights in a row, even against these assholes. And these guys are assholes. Okay. So first off, let's ignore whatever you've got to do. Let's bring our barrage into our hand and get that going. Yeah, let's bring up some dancing blitz. Okay. Okay. You notice, gambler, fucking great. Okay. At a certain point, Dancing Blades is going to basically win games for us. Or win fights for us, rather. This is honestly, where we are already is a little obscene. 3 mice, all three of them have solid passives and solid talents. Nope. Ooh, we level up. Kesselmead. Hey, how you doing, Kesselmead? Fingers crossed. Let's get a good one. And it's a good one. This is a good one. Okay. Kesselmead's in the front, so I don't want to rely on him always having more than 75% vitality. That being said, Born Leader is card draw. That's what we're taking. Kesselmead again being in the front row, we are... Yeah, Kesselmead is not going to be doing a lot of our strength bombing, so I'm going to give him more stamina. And our next fight is also not going... These guys ain't shit. Look at these guys. Look at him. He ain't shit. Okay. I did this out of order. What I should have done was thrown this first. Improvise. I did not measure that out properly. That was a bit of a misplay. It's not going to cost me, but it was a bit of a misplay. I could have done that much better. So what I could have done right there was could have used improvise to pick the card that comes up next and then thrown digging deep to make sure that the card that comes into my hand is exactly the one that I just chose. I did not do that because I am dumb. Let's take improvise back. Want another shot at using that. Okay. He has been provoked, so he can only attack the guy who has provoked him, who apparently is this fucker. Yeah, I want my barrage in my hand as quickly as possible. Give everyone a little bit of health. Looks like they didn't need it. Not going to bother triggering anything for that. And I may as well get some free strength. Again, our front line is quite strong. We're not really too concerned for them. At least not currently. Meantime, Buckler and that's right. I forgot he was provoked. Okay. Won't quite kill him, but that's fine. We're okay. And I think we're actually all at full health. This guy's going to die to his bleeds, so I don't really need to do anything else with him. And these guys are not going to survive this round. Yeah, here we go. We just got... So we got about 150 gold, I think, thereabouts, between 120 and 150 gold per each of those fights, plus also the experience, plus also the cards that we're not taking. And now we get an extra 750 bucks. So we're set. We can aim for... Oh, that's a new guy. I don't think I've ever seen this one. Ooh, neat. I'm going to take him now because these ones with the ticking down, it seems to be doing weird things with the amount of rounds left. This guy, I don't know when this guy was added, but it must have been recent. I have never seen him before. Interesting. So he is probably going... Yeah, he's going to move around. I see. So he's going to... What he's going to try to do, based on this, so he's going to do 15 damage directly to Vitality. Hold on a second. His character is on the front rank, or the position in front of them is free. Damage is dealt directly to Vitality, so he does piercing damage, and then he's going to try to dive for cover behind a barricade, which... Yeah, so we're going to want to try to kill him as quick as possible, ain't we? Also... Yeah, no, fuck it. We're just going to kill him. Who are you aiming at? You're aiming at him. Okay. Not enough. I probably should have spent that round breaking one of these barricades, but frankly, whichever one I break, he's going to go behind the other one, so it really wouldn't have mattered. About to take 15 damage. Fucker. Yeah, you prick. It's fine, we're fine. No. Now. Oh, that's cool! That's a really cool mechanic. So when he's behind, all right, he's actually gonna he's reloading. He's gonna stick 15 strength stat armor on himself, and then he's gonna try to move out of cover. That's pretty cool. Okay, it's pretty bad for him though, because he needs to be attacking. He needs to be attacking a lot more if he wants to fight me. We do too much damage. I'm going to make him regret taking a round to reload. Or at least I'm going to try to. Now he's going to do more. That's honestly really cool. This is a new dude. I have not seen this guy before. And I'm looking forward to prying that crossbow off of his fucking corpse. He ain't shit. I'm going to take another double team. That's worth it. And as for equipment, so... Huh. Okay. That's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and give that to Desolin. 15 weapon damage. And also it's a ranged weapon. Let's talk about ranged weapons. Around about towards the end, I believe, of the second act, where we are right now, we are going to start going up against guys who have retaliate. Retaliate kills mice. Ranged weapons ignore retaliate. So it doesn't matter if he deals 500 damage to anyone who touches him. You're not touching him if you have a crossbow. We were always going to aim for at least one of our guys to have a ranged weapon at some point, so that we have someone who can touch. There's a particular kind of spearman. I'll point him out to you when we get there. But this actually is resolving a lot of problems for us right away. I'm happy about it. And don't care about the cultist, don't care about the thief. Let's go see what kind of weapons and armor you have for me. And it's shit. Okay, never mind. Bye! Okay. Ain't shit. I don't want to discard any of these. So let's see how this works. Oh, I see. If one does not exist, banish. So you can't fire this. Interesting. This is a neat weapon. Let's spread some pain first. Oh, or we'll just fucking end it right here, shall we? Yeah. Don't need a third pink powder, don't need sharpened steel, don't really need deep strike. We're okay, moving on. And a level. So, yeah, fuck yeah, absolutely. Cornered is great. We're going to use it. Now I have a choice. I'm going to give him one extra will. He's never really going to need more than 2, so let's get him to 2. Now he can trigger that thing twice. That's good. That's comfortable. From this point forward, we're probably going to be putting everything else into stamina. Let's point something else, by the way. Mossfoot, her first name turns out to be Elizabeth. So our bear has been a lady this whole time, and we didn't know. I don't know if Sidon is a male or female name. Kesselmead, Gwendolyn Kesselmead. Sup, girl? You saved my ass, and I like you for it. And Donald DeGray. So we've got 2 ladies, 2 gentlemen. Okay. So let's see what we... Lightning Strikes is all right. I could do that. Lightning Strikes is fine. That's fine. That'll do. And I'm going to add a stamina. And from this point, I'm going to be adding most everything else into... Oh, thank Christ, Kilderkin. Okay, so let's talk about Kilderkin. Do you see this? There's 2 otters carrying a barrel. These guys are your best fucking friends in the world. There are maybe 2 events that I would take instead of Kilderkin, and I'd still probably take Kilderkin. Kilderkin, they're a vendor. They are going to give us the option of purchasing a powder card. Yellow powder, which is... It's okay, it's fine, it's 5 crippled. Whenever this character moves, they take damage equal to stacks of crippled. It's fine, but we're not going to take it. Pink powder, which we already have 2 of, and also, as we can see, because we already have 2 of them, it is available through regular card rewards. And then there is red powder. Red powder is only available through the Kilderkin event. You shouldn't be able to get this card any other way. And in fact, Montebello specifically updated this in one of their updates some time back. They actually specifically said the only way you can get red powder now is through Kilderkin, and the reason why is because red powder breaks the game. Anytime we have an option of duplicating cards, we're going to be duplicating red powder, and we're actually going to be aiming towards duplication events because we want to duplicate red powder. Once again, as we talked about before, overwhelm 25% more damage from attacks per stack, and it applies 3 stacks. That is 75% additional damage from all attacks for this round. If we can get multiples of red powder, we can if we can get multiples of red powder, we can kill gods. We have mice on our team. Red powder is a big way for mice to come online. You've already seen that judicious use of strength bombs with our multi-strike attacks is just clearing dudes off of the board. Red powder makes those hits that weakened the guy and got him down by half. With red powder, those dudes just fucking explode. All of that was a very long way of saying, we're taking red powder. How you doing, kiddo? Nemo has come to say hi to me. Give me one moment. I'm saying hi to Nemo. Hey, buddy. Okay. So, what do we need right now? Combat isn't that important. I mean, obviously we want the experience, but let's see what's in this weapon cache. I'm going to keep this buckler around just in case. We don't need the halberd. It's fine. All of our guys have better stuff. I'm annoyed. Yeah. I really probably should put the Rondel dagger onto the bear so that she can finally actually have a decent main hand weapon. But if Kesselmead just makes so much better use of it because she's a mouse, she hits twice, and that dovetails with all of the rest of her abilities. But also, it applies 5 bleed, and she has that ability. We are going to start looking for, from this point, better armor for our back row to have. We don't want them having superior armor for too much longer, because we're going to start dealing with guys who can bring our back line to our front line. So we are going to want to start looking for ways to keep our back line protected, and none of these are really the way. At the end of this turn, if character has no armor, they gain 35 armor and 1 winded. That's not bad. That's really not bad. It's not bad in a pinch. I'll leave that in storage for right now because it's not super necessary. Rogue I don't need. So these guys are new. They have a new ability. See that this thing back here dangling in the breeze? That's not flavor graphic. That's his weapon. What they're going to be doing is throwing nets on our front line. The nets will. They are a form of CC. Not a form of CC. They are CC. They're going to. Those nets are going to soak up to 30 points of damage before we can cut them free, and they are going to drain 10 points of armor away from my boys every round. We can handle it. You've got Cornet. I really want you to have a better weapon. I should have gotten them a better weapon. It is what it is. Really needed more card draw. Okay. So, while trapped under the net, any damage they do is dealt against the net first. So we need to do In order to free them, they need to do 30 damage. No one else can free them. They can only free themselves. They also can't be moved while they're netted. Frankly, I don't think it's really going to matter. I can still do things like boot the dude to the back row, which is awfully sweet of them. I guess I stick my foot through one of the holes in the net. Okay. So they just tossed some injury cards into our deck. They're nothing that we have to worry about. It's just going to. They're more of a pain in the ass than anything. I don't want to discard any of those cards. I like all of them. Nice cleanup. Nope. Rapid fire. Expert bow is not bad. It's not bad. It isn't bad. It's a ranged attack, and it's a ranged weapon. We want ranged weapons. The problem is that as far as weapon damage is concerned, it's not 10 damage. It's 5, which means whoever is carrying that is no longer going to be using any cards that do anything per weapon damage. And I don't really have anyone that I feel comfortable doing that with just yet. I could maybe give it to the bear. That seems like a fucking waste, though, putting him in the front row. In the front row. I'm just going to keep it in stash for right now. Okay, so a rare bit of synergy and something that we absolutely were looking for. This guy is different. This is a third. This is a third act mob that we are facing early. There's a couple things that he does that I want to point out. First of all, he's got that fury, so he is constantly raising his damage. Battlefield Authority is an interesting effect that doesn't really seem. It seems like the cap is too high while this character's alive. All opponents cannot exceed armor of 120. 120 armor is a fucking lot. Like, I don't know why they set the cap that high. I really feel like that should be all opponents cannot exceed armor of like 30 or something like that. Something that is actually like a crippling effect. I mean, oh no, I can only gain 4 times as much armor as I am currently wearing. Now, I have just triggered that, so now he has 6 stacks of winded. He deals weapon damage per stack of winded. I promise that would have been much more impressive if she had a better weapon. Oh, I forgot to trigger the thing, so now he has no stamina. Ah, misplay. Good job, Alex. Let's make sure that comes up. And let's bring that up immediately. See, that's what I should have done before. That's what I was trying to do when I was trying to be slick. But there's this rule of thumb: literally whenever I try to be slick, it always fails. I will always, like, I can be doing just fine. I can be doing great, cruising through at a very, like, just fucking steamrolling absolutely everything. As soon as I try to show off and be slick, that is exactly the moment when I fucking wipe. I'm spreading the damage around a little bit too much. I'm really honestly getting cocky here because they're not able to get through my armor, but they're getting pretty close. I should be aiming to killing these guys instead of just honestly screwing around with them. But I am only screwing around with them because I can really kill them whenever I want. Brace! We're taking that. And a falchion. Fucking finally. Fucking finally. Oh my god, this is a very, very good card. It's 11 weapon damage. It applies 5 bleed if the opponent has no armor, and it only costs 1. It is the fucking sword and board dream, and I'm going to be giving it to the mouse. Because that bleed is much better for Kesselmead, and that 11 damage is also going to be much better for Akimbo when it comes up. So instead, I'm sorry, Mossfoot, you got a club. Don't need to heal, don't need to modify your deck. So, you have a... we have an opportunity here. This is really supposed to demonstrate we're not necessarily on the morally correct side of things here. This whole game, we are trying to get revenge. The prince burned down the Black Church, and we are gunning for the prince. So, this event, I can either defend the merchant and I can get a free card, which we don't need and we're not going to take, or I can just fucking rob him while they're distracted. Now, once you do that, there's a hidden dice roll. There's one of two things will happen. Either you take $250 and get away scot-free, or this, you enter into a combat, which is fine. We wanted to kill you anyway. This is a new graphic. I have never seen this before. It's the same guy. I'm pretty sure this is his moveset is going to be what I've seen before, but this is brand new. And so is this. This is new graphics. They added some stuff. I know that they're gearing up to add in a DLC at the end of next month, and I'm actually kind of excited for it. I'm definitely going to be purchasing it. I think that I need to actually play with the Powder Master before I say anything about it. From what I can see, it looks like it might be a bit overcomplicated, but I need to actually get my hands on it before I can, obviously before I can make the determination. That being said, this is one of my favorite games that I have ever played. I fucking love this game. I love Monte Barrow. I will support them. I'm going to buy that DLC, even if I don't like even if I don't like the Powder Master. I'm still going to fucking buy that DLC. So, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Everybody's attacking Kesselmead. Kesselmead's very popular. All right, well. Oh, jeez, you are very low health. What the fuck are you doing this late in the street? You've got 24 max health? Are you fucking kidding? Oh, honey. Oh, you've made a mistake. Why are you here? like, Jesus Christ. Why are you here? Why are you on the street if you only have 24 health? Wow, dude. Oh, I kind of feel a little bad about this. Like, just a little bit bad. Mush. We don't need any of these. Twist the knife a little bit. He looks over at you, aware of your thievery. Just keep it. Just leave me alone, he sighs. Doesn't matter what banner you're flying, you're all the same. We suck. Okay, exquisite weapon. Ignore this. I don't know if they've changed it recently. But historically, exquisite weapon has always been you pay a large amount of money for an underwhelming weapon. Doggedness, again, is just free armor. We're going, obviously, with the hidden gem. It's okay. Let's make this guard a little bit more worthwhile. Courage! Fantastic. Courage is someone takes 10 damage and gets 1 free stamina permanently. And it's Desolate. Perfect. That's exactly who I'd want to have this. All right, so from now on, Desolate is increasing nothing but will. And we're going for the talisman. We're going for the talisman, and I'll show you exactly why. Because this, what it normally is we get to wear a thing that gives us a buff for a set number of combats, which, fuck that. Instead, we're going to give them $150, and we're going to get a free -1 stamina cost. That is good. So what do we put this on? So we want to put this on something. We want to put this on something that we are going to be casting every time. Something. There's a lot of different things that this would be great on. Red powder would be great on. Lightning strikes, it would be great on. Flurry would be quite strong on too. Either of these double teams. Digging deep, this would turn it into effectively a free card. Cornered banishes, that's not worth it. Well, shit. That's a difficult choice, actually. Okay, so for right now, let's put it on red powder just to make sure we can always cast that card. Oh, hey, it's the smugglers. How you doing, guys? Lovely. The otter grins as he expects the many full bags of powder. That's a sterling job you've done, friend. That's something that isn't going to happen again. Terribly sorry. Okay. We can either, first of all, we're going to lose all the black powder, so we have a choice. We don't need 1,000 florins, but we could use a free worker. Let's try that free worker. Weasel. Let's see what we got. So, this is an excellent mouse. But I've already got 3 fucking mice. Another mouse feels like it's just too much. It's just too much. This is a pretty decent weasel. It's a decent weasel. Practice is okay on a weasel. His armor isn't anything to be excited about. Throwing daggers is not great because we don't have preparation yet. We are taking you. You are coming with us. Yep, it's definitely you. We're taking this wolf. Taking this wolf. I'm going to show you things about this wolf. This wolf is going right into the front row. There's our prisoners. Okay, let's mess around. Hold on a second. Yes. So we're no. Oh, you idiot! I'm so dumb. I meant to jump into. It's fine. We're fine. It's fine. I meant to jump into change some things around. I wanted to take the. He's going to be fine because he does have impervious. But it's going to be quite necessary for me to put some shit on him. I wanted to change his position, but this is fine, actually. So, impervious, every time he gains any armor, he gains an additional 5 armor. So I'm going to put a heavy armor on him and never worry about him again. He is frontline dedicated. He also has some, well, I'll show you. I'll show you later. Meantime, let's just kill these guys. Okay. Yeah, I'll get rid of that. There's nothing in my hand right now that I particularly care for being banished. So why don't you die? Give everybody a little bit of health. Yep. Nah, none of these. Okay, good. So let's see. Fingers crossed, something decent. Hmm. We've already got opportunist. I don't want another one. Uh, well, I don't want to constantly worry about accidentally using it. That being said, brawler is quite useful, but it's useful for a frontline guy. Is there anything about you that needs to be on the front line? Can I swap places, the two of you? Objectively, opportunist is better because it's more damage and damage is king. This would be quite good if I had some way of guaranteeing that he would get a little bit of bleed. Just a little bit of bleed. It's a difficult choice. I'm going to go with brawler because I don't want to have to deal with having my I don't want to have to deal with having my stacks of it's probably a poor choice, but I don't want to have to deal with worrying about having my stacks of strength consumed by accidentally applying even one stack of some debuff. And let's give you a bit extra will. So instead, brawler is something that is it's just going to be some passive defense for later on. It was probably overall the wrong choice, but it's the choice I made, and I'm sticking with it. Obviously, I'm sticking with it. I don't have a choice, but I'm not. I mean, I'm not going to second guess myself. It based on the situation that I saw. I am going to say that it was probably the best choice for what I had. It wasn't. It was objectively not the best choice for what I had. It was a mistake. I should definitely have taken another opportunist, but it's fine. Okay. Yep. Ah, fucking finally, quick hands. We talked about it before. Preparation is exactly what we're going to need from now on. We've got 5 guys in our team. Not going to forget to change my combat positions this time. Actually, no. You know what? You're fine exactly where you are. You're fine exactly where you are. Let's talk about what you're wearing. Honestly, you're probably fine just wearing this. You can gain armor very quickly, so you probably don't really need. Okay, you don't need this hidden plates. Let's get these here blessings. This is going to be expensive. There we go. Uh, okay. So we're paying $250 to get this. So This is expensive. This is very expensive. Uh, the end result is excellent, but it's a lot of money. Not a lot of money. It's a lot of stamina. It's going to. I don't have any zero cost cards to put it on. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put this on a strike. To make that, it's. I don't have any zero cost cards to put it on that would be better. And let's see who our sixth guy is going to be. Now, at this point, we can afford to say no to these guys. There's going to be at least one more. We are guaranteed one more recruitment event before we face the warden. So if I don't like the three guys in front of us, we don't have to take him. We don't. We're going to take him. This guy we're taking. We're taking him. You're coming with us. It's this. It's Cutthroat. Cutthroat is phenomenal. Whenever this character deals damage, he applies one bleed. He's a weasel. He's a weasel with only one will. Oh no, that's bad. Well, you know what? Fuck it. From now on, every level that he gets, it's all going into will. Persecuted is not great. It's all right. It's fine. Warrior's Defense is fine. It's useless for him. Nope. 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 Oakmont, welcome to the team. Now, on the plus side, he comes with a great weapon. Longbow is fantastic, and we do have reliable sources of vulnerable, so that longbow will consistently deal a lot of extra damage. His talents are shit, and we're going to be aiming to either get rid of them or re-roll them if we're ever given a chance. Cutthroat is phenomenal for him. He is going to be putting out an awful lot of bleed. Let's see who our next boss is. Our next boss is Grit Salt. Grit Salt ain't shit. So. Actually, I should have let him do that. That's fine. Oh, they're both hitting him. Fuck. They're going to break through. They are going to break through. I should have paid attention to that. That's my fault. Okay, good. That's much more manageable. We'll be fine. Well, on the plus side, you actually have enough juice to actually cast this fucking. So, yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll put this on something better. Spiteful is... It's not great, but whatever. It is what it is. Okay. Just two, huh? Who are you hitting? Should have paid attention to that. But I didn't. But it doesn't matter. Because I'm just going to fucking kill the boss, is what's going to happen. Actually, it looks like we're just going to be killing everything on turn 3. Is that reasonable? We're just going to kill almost everything on turn 3. Do you feel okay there, little what Seaguard Raider? Do you feel okay there, little Seaguard Raider? Do you think that maybe you've made some mistakes and should probably start running? I really, honestly, dude, just fucking just run. This isn't worth it. Bye. I have enough mice that wildfire is not a bad idea. Oh, good. Okay. So, all right. This is just going to be what this wolf wears for the rest of the game. That's it. You're all set. Let's get a superior light on you, but we are going to want to have better. We're going to want to have better hardware on him later. Keep you with the winged mace. We have plenty of. All right, we're all set. This is good. All right, once again, let's see who gets the most benefit out of a free level right now. And it's that weasel. And that's actually exactly right because we want him to have more will ASAP. Fucking ASAP. Will. No. Interesting. Useless. We don't have a bill hook or a lot of moves, so strategist is not going to be that good. Fanatic is not. I need to find some way of applying little bits of bleed onto the weasel, but in the meantime, it is what it is. Okay, Ender Spearman. So, I'm going to talk this up because this actually is a very difficult fight. This is something that you should be very, very pay a lot of. Okay, coordinated strike. So these guys kill mice. These guys wipe runs. So their first move in a combat, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to deal 25 damage exclusively to defense. And if this character has no neighbors in his rank, he deals 0 damage instead. It doesn't really seem like a lot, but that's not what's happening here. It's this Spearman's defense. Starting next round, this motherfucker is going to have Carapace. Every time this character takes damage, he gains 5 retaliation. It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you aren't paying attention and you do a multi-strike on an Ender Spearman with Carapace, your mouse fucking dies. That's just how that works. So be very, very... Ender Spearman, and there's another one, a Lancer, or as a dude with a big halberd, that we're going to start seeing that you're going to want to pay attention to, because we're getting into the area where these guys start having really fucking really, really, really dangerous and impactful abilities. We are out of the kiddie pool. We are getting into serious business. Okay, good start. Bit of a waste because, that overwhelm is going to go away, but we're in very good shape. Yeah. That opportunist. Motherfucker. Okay. It's fine. We're okay. Now, like I said before, ranged weapons are immune to retaliate. So, if I have my very well-armored mouse here punch you like this, so that he is now dealing 15 because of the opportunist. Opportunist is counting as a separate attack, so it is stacking these retaliates, and it's making him more and more dangerous by the second. But now, if I just use... Oh, he doesn't have any... God damn it. Doesn't have any fucking attacks. I may as well. And I may as well. So much for everything I was just saying. Anyway, actually, yeah. So my weasel back here has a longbow. So these shivs are not going to murder him. There we go. He'll die to his bleed. We're fine. Again, he's got that crossbow. I love that fucking crossbow. Distraction. This is a card that is tailor-made for Gambler, which we have. Okay. Don't care about doggedness. Scruples is we can either ruin a card or get into a combat. Armory Reserves is an elite fight. Again, there's 2 stacks on Armory Reserves, so I mean I can grab Scruples and then yeah, that's what I should do. Be efficient. Fuck. Fine. Hey, look at that! It's the halberdier I was talking about. Ender halberdiers. These motherfucking guys. Okay. These guys only attack, all of their attacks are AoE. I want to point something out. Look at the red outlines. They are attacking both the front and back row. You see? They are hitting my front lane and they're hitting my fucking back boy. This is dangerous. The amount of damage that they are dealing is immediately impossible to ignore, and he's just going to get stronger as this fight goes on. I've played this game so many times. I look at these guys and I get a slight twinge of fear, even though I know for a fact he's going to be dead by the end of this round. But still, he's fucking dangerous, and you should respect that, or he's gonna fucking kill you. He's going to be taking some damage. There's nothing I can do about it. Who has this? You have this. This deals double damage to anyone who has shields, so there's no point in me not hitting that. He doesn't have the... I'm going to do a thing. So I'm going to use the wolf's ability to get to deal with it specifically for that. I wanted to trigger his Born Leader so I could get a little bit of card draw right at the end and possibly get a little bit closer towards killing this guy. A bit closer. Still not enough, obviously, but yeah, that's also, I should have pointed that out. That's another thing that, see this big fat bear right here? Fat bear moves your guys around. You can't stop that. Well, you can stop that from happening by killing him. But if he hits dudes, he moves them. Fucking fat bear. You're a prick, fat bear. And now, my backlane mouse is up in the front. Luckily, we do have some measures for that. I have quite a few abilities of getting his armor up real quick. So we're going to be fine. Okay, he'll die to his bleed. Actually, he'll die to this. He's hitting the lane. All right, I'm gonna try to ignore his. Oh, he's gonna ignore the first one that comes down. So whatever. This is why Wolf is so fucking useful. He's great to have. He's a wolf is welcome in literally any party. His ability to pick up the slack by literally picking up other players, other team members' cards off of the floor and playing them. He's absolutely invaluable. Wolves are great to have around. You don't really need more than one, is the thing. Okay. All right. Where are you? Who has this one? You're this one. Okay. And yeah, just fucking die. Okay. Don't need any of these. And Kesselmead gets a level. Kesselmead really hasn't been triggering strength bombs that much. I might want to change that. Hang on. That's not bad. This we're not taking. This is fine for a backline, but honestly, the way the game, the way the later fights work, go under pressure murders you. Limitless is going to be fine. Little extra stamina. We're going to the armor reserves anyway. That gemstone is great. We're going to go to the armory anyway. We're going to view weapons and armor. We're going to see. Okay, steadfast. Okay, steadfast. Let's see. Steadfast. Don't care about rogue. Hidden plates. Nope. We don't need either of those. So. Actually, that might not be bad for him. It might not be bad for him, but it's not great. It is what it is. Okay. So. Of my boys in the back, let's give you. Okay. We're going to keep the superior on this weasel for the moment, because with that he has six stamina. He has the ability, if necessary, he can fire 2 rounds of shiv in a single round. He can trigger and fire all 3 shivs twice, which is important. Or it might be. We'll see. Anyway, he said, trailing off into mumbles to himself. Okay, is this the exact same fucking fight? It is the exact same fucking fight. Okay. One of these 2 is going to get booted to the rear. So we have a decent chance of actually killing that guy. And there we go. We should be... Yep, we're all set. There's no sense in babbling about what's in front of us, because it's literally the exact same fight we just had. So, distraction. This card was made for Gambler. When this card is discarded by a character, choose an ally to apply 18 armor to, or an opponent to deal 18 armor damage to. It's a fucking great card. All of our dudes are doing fine. Let's see. Yep, you can actually take that. You can take a 20 damage hit. So let's do some armor damage to Fat Bear over here. Oh yeah, Juggernaut. I don't care too much about the Juggernaut. What I care about is getting 24 fucking bleed on him. Ah, god damn it. Misclick. Okay, fuck it. None of these. I don't need another instinct. Motherfucker. Okay, god damn it. So remember I said a moment ago that there are only maybe 2 events possible that I might take instead of Kilderkin? Intelligence is one of them, and it's 1,000, which is an extra level for everyone on my team. That is an extra level for all 6 guys. God damn it. That is it. God damn you for making me make that fucking choice. Oh, you prick. Shit. All right. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's even better. Okay, good, good, good. So every time he takes damage, he is. Oh, and he's already almost level 6 too. So yeah, it was worth it. Uh, every time he takes damage, the dude hitting him gets 1 stack of poison, which is great. That's great. Oh, it's unfortunate that I got this as late as I did. Every time this character kills an enemy with an attack, their maximum vitality is increased by 3. We're taking that because he's a big killer for me anyway. Um, I have had mice that have gotten that as their first passive, who have ended the game with almost 200 maximum health or more. I have the replay hidden somewhere. 4 of these is fine, and then back to stamina. You are leveling up. All these guys are leveling up pretty soon too, so that's good. That's good. Whirlwind. Oh, hmm. Okay. This is a very difficult choice. Whirlwind and Arterial Rupture are 2 of the most powerful cards this mouse could possibly have. I'm going to go with Arterial Rupture simply because we have that weasel. And Whirlwind costs will. I don't have a negative will augment. That is to say, I don't have a buff, an enhancement, a card enhancement that decreases will, which makes this into a 0 cost card, which makes this into a just the best fucking card in your deck. Um, I'm going to go with this instead. And not only am I going to go with this instead, better stamina. Not only am I going to go with this instead, but I'm also. Hold on. I am also going to make it into a 1 cost card. Because I don't want any excuse for not being able to cast this. My weasel is now going to be setting shit up for who has that? Is that Deslin? That's not Deslin. The Gray? Okay. So Yeah, Oakmont and DeGray, they are now best friends. Oakmont sets up a target, and DeGray fucks the target. That's what they do. That's what's happening. Okay, so fingers crossed, decent, decent, and it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Fundamentalist is a pretty good card early on. Flow is great, and we're going to take Flow because whenever he plays a talent, one random card in his hand becomes 0 stamina. Wolf can play other people's talents, so I'm actually going to probably end up giving him a few more points in will just so that we can make better use of Flow. And Oakmont. Oakmont's getting another will. And is not taking a card. Slippery's not bad. I'll take Slippery. Fine, fine. So, who don't I like? How about this guy? I don't think I like this guy. I think this guy's a prick. So that is 9 damage 12 times. Yeah. These two are going to get along really, really well. Okay. So basically, what that card does is it asks me which position I want to swap this character to, and the answer is no position. He's going to stay right there. So the game says, okay, here have 2 shivs. So, yeah, that's what that card is. It's 1 stamina for potentially a swap, but most likely it's 1 stamina for 2 shivs. And considering how much synergy we just put into having bleeds, yeah. Okay. Okay. Nope, nope. You're gonna die. Okay. All right. So. Oh, no shit. I did not know that take cover is a talent. That's fucking great. Okay, so that means that round shield has been giving him flow. All right, that's awesome. I had not even realized that was happening. Okay. I just discovered that we had a bit more synergy than I realized. There is... Must be in the discard. .24 strength. Oh. I see. Nope. None of those. Yeah, roar. Roar is great. Whirlwind. Okay. Whirlwind on a guy who has a weapon with 15 damage. Okay. That's nice. Oh, good. Remember that thing before where when I passed up going to the Kilderkins? Let's get another red powder anyway. Oh no! It is a task force. So, new mechanics. See this? And you see this? These guys in the back cannot be hit until the dudes immediately in front of them are dead. I'm very stupid. So it just occurred to me that I've had enough stamina. I've gotten so used to just discarding synergize because of how expensive it is that it hadn't actually occurred to me that I've had enough stamina to use it for a while. So we've just synergized barrage with where are you? Oh, you're all the way down. Arterial rupture. So that means that every time one comes into my hand, the other one also comes into my hand. And as we have established, barrage comes into my hand very frequently. Look at that. Okay, so who don't we like? Let's get rid of him so that we can start working on the crossbow behind. 12. Yeah, that might be overkill. That was overkill. Okay. Let's try this. Yep. All right then. Shit. This is a bit of a waste. But his flow does mean that his flow does mean that at the very least the rupture was going to be for free. Unfortunately, he did not have any strength up, but he does now. Okay, let's talk about why these guys in the back suck so much. These guys are going to put on Overwatch. Overwatch is going to punish us for drawing extra cards. It's only 1 damage, but it's 1 damage and 1 bleed. We're doing very well on max health, but it's still going to be a huge pain in the ass, and it's going to be a huge pain in the ass for the rest of this particular fight. So we want to get rid of these 2 guys as quickly as possible because we have a lot of card draw, and we don't want to have to be punished for it. Obviously, I mean, I think that might just kill you. No, it did not. My math is poor. Okay. But this, however... Good. That's one. Perfect. Shit. You can manage it, right? I think you can manage that. Good. Made a mistake there. I was too close to a full hand, so when I triggered his shivs, I only got 2 because the other one discarded. But it didn't discard. It just never was generated. Be real careful with that. Motherfucker. I forgot to set up a strength bomb. So, fucking Juggernaut does not take any damage that is equal to 5 or less. So I just wasted that bleed. But I mean, it doesn't matter, but it might have. Okay. All right. I'm taking no mercy. I'm taking no mercy for exactly one reason. Nope. Actually, wait. Why am I carrying these things around? I don't need this. Oh, yes. Okay. Fuck that. I'm going to put this onto a card that is 0 cost. That is the entire reason why we just picked up a 0 cost card. Where the fuck is it? Oh, come on, man. There it is. So now that card costs 3 instead of fucking 4. Either way, it's not the card itself doesn't really matter. The fact that it is 0 cost means that it is perfect for putting that particular enhancement on it. I don't really want to discard any of these, but I'll get rid of the pink. Yeah, that'll do. These guys are dangerous. I say that a lot, and it's always true. So the first thing these guys will do is swap lanes. The next thing these guys will do is they'll apply a miasma to themselves that retaliates 1 poison per time you hit him, and also he'll coat his weapons with poison so that every one of his multi-strike attacks will leave 1 poison as well. We have 2 guys with ranged, and there is a significant delay before they actually start fighting, because the first thing they do is swap lanes. So they're giving us a lot of extra time before they start doing some dangerous shit. We're going to take as much advantage of that as we possibly can. Okay, so I don't want to use this on him because I feel like it's wasting some damage. Okay, so you're down. And so are you. No, you're not down. What am I thinking? But you are at least. He's not gonna. Yeah, actually, what am I? Yes, yes. I was right the first time. He is down. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. These guys can be such huge fucking pains in the ass that it is a deep delight to the flesh to be able to just fucking murder them. We are we are in excellent, excellent shape. Yep. Nope. Actually, maybe. Tensions is not a bad card. It's not a bad card, especially for Kesselmead to throw because of opportunist. Fingers crossed, something decent. Whenever this character plays a card, no. Vengeful, never. Brawler, maybe, because he is in the front line. Plagued is good for some incidental damage. We don't have a lot of poison, and we haven't been using a lot of poison, so this. Actually, you know what? We're going to take Plagued because that's going to synergize with Opportunist. We don't really need to take Chains. So here's the reason why these chains start coming up. The third and final informant task. You stand in a room that will every round another mob will spawn. This isn't as bad as it sounds. By this point, you should really be able to kill one guy per round. Uh, we happen to be very, very good at that where we are. But even though, I mean, even discounting the fact that we are doing exceptionally well, you should be doing about, at the very least, if not this well, you should be doing pretty close to this if you've gotten this far. You should be able to kill at least one guy per round. Full stop. So the chains, each time you use a chains, it adds 3 stacks to a counter that is counting up to 15. Once it gets to 15, that is to say, once you have played chains 5 times, the next thing you just need to clear off all the mobs from the level. Once the level is completely clear, then that's it. You just move on. That's the win condition. Get 15. Stack chains to 15 and also kill everyone on screen. Adding additional chains to your deck assists that, obviously, but frankly, because this event used to be different. Chains used to put 3 onto chains, and then every round it would tick down by 1. So you would need to have a lot of chains, and you if you didn't, if you had a very large deck, as you notice, we've got 55 cards. If you had a very large deck and you don't have enough chains, the it's not that it becomes unwinnable. It's just that winning becomes basically highly improbable. Simply because you just never have enough chains in your fucking hand. So adding a lot of chains to your hand before getting there made sense. For right now, it's not really necessary. We're gonna get a couple of chains when we enter into the event, and that's really going to be all that we need. That being said, there's really nothing else for us to do here. So I'm gonna add a fucking chain to our goddamn deck. I'm doing okay with weapons. Got 2 chains. Let's get rid of a strike. Courage! Alright, my bear gets an extra max stamina. Go on, fat bear. I'm not taking a second chains. Fill up my fucking deck with bullshit. Okay. Uh, Same shit applies. These dudes in the back can't be harmed as long as the dudes in the front still stand. And last time it was very annoying crossbowmen. This time it is legitimately dangerous halberdiers. Pretty good. I'm admiring the synergy of this fucking. Every time he plays a card, he puts a point of poison, and every time he applies a point of poison, he also deals 2 damage. So he is giving me a lot of value. Okay. Red powder. Okay. So 40 points of damage are coming onto De Grey. Oh shit, Kesselmead also isn't. They both are going to take some damage after this. Okay. Okay, so. Oh, I should have had him do that. Damn it. Okay. So at the very least, that means that. Oh, damn it, that was dumb. Actually, that was dumb. I should have put that onto him so that he could have killed a guy with his. We'll see. I think I can take him completely down anyway. Yeah. Yes. Good. Good. Okay. Yeah. Good. I'm going to take a second brace. So let me talk about brace for a second here. So brace gives anticipation. Anticipation allows you to fully mitigate one hit, any kind. That can be. I don't know if it works on bleed. I know that it works on poison. Uh, you completely ignore one hit. Big hit, small hit, teeny bit of hit, gigantic fucking hit. One hit goes away. Every time this card is cast, it becomes 1 stamina more expensive for the rest of that combat. So having 2 of them around does allow me to use. I mean, you know, it's going to be handy for me, is what I will say. It's going to be necessary, possibly. Having two of them is going to end up being pretty valuable for me, so that it's going to prevent my brace costs from spiraling out of. Let me try that again. It is going to prevent my brace costs from spiraling out of control. There we go. I don't want to discard any of these. Jeez, that sucked. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. First things first. First things first. Let's get that back into my draw pile. Now we're going to, now that that's in my draw pile, we're going to hit Synergize, and we're going to do the same thing as before. Barrage and Arterial Rupture. All of them are pretty dangerous. All of them are worth hitting. Nice. Oh, you idiot! Son of a bitch. Okay, so what I just did there, that was a misplay. What I did there was I like an idiot. Hang on a second. I played Solid Footing. Solid Footing it's not a bad card. It's 15 armor, but it also gives Pacified, which turns that character off. If a character plays a card with Pacified on it, and there are a couple, that is the last action that character can take this round. So it was an ill-considered move, but we're going to be okay anyway. You, I have decided not to like you. 17 is fine. Heh. 63. And you. Yep. Was that round one? That was round one. We're gonna fuck up the prince. That's. I feel comfortable in saying that we're gonna fuck up the prince. I also feel comfortable in saying that now that I've just said that we're gonna fuck up the prince, I am going to find some way of botching it horribly. That's right, go fuck yourself. Oh, yeah, just boom. That was, I don't know if you saw the number there, but that was 145 damage. It would have been 145 damage. I think how many was on there? 5, 6? Nope. That's all crap. Okay. 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 So we're going to modify talents because I have a number of talents that I do not want. This one in particular is completely useless for me because it's on a frontline character. Warrior's defense is fine. Persecuted is fine. I like all my mouse talents. Conviction is actually okay. Uh, yeah, let's get rid of this. Motherfucker. Look at that. Okay, so Strength of Will and Sever. I am being given a choice between two of the single most powerful cards in this entire fucking game. Jesus Christ. Sever is just half of an opponent's max vitality. It works on everyone, including bosses. Strength of Will, uh, I draw 3 cards, I discard up to 3 cards, and for each card that I discard, everybody gets 2 strength. So that is everybody getting up to up to six strength. It's up to 6 strength, but it's more card draw. This is a really difficult choice. This is a really difficult choice. I think I want the card draw because I don't have a lot of preparation. Sever is incredibly powerful, and it's alarmingly fucking useful. But I think I'm going to go with Strength of Will. Is that stupid? That sounds really stupid. This is probably really stupid. And it's also banished, so yeah, let's go with Strength of Will. Okay. All right, so it's time to get our informant's family the fuck out of Dodge. We're gaining 2 additional chains, so now we should have, I believe, 4 chains in our draw pile. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. These guys all have taken cover, and some of the dudes who spawn will have cover. Uh, good. We're going to do something risky. So what I just did there was I pulled three shivs into my hand, and then I triggered banish my entire hand, draw 1 card for each card banished. So I banished a bunch of shivs that I'm not calling that a waste. I'm calling that actually that was pretty good. This is a pretty good continuance right here. There we are. Brace. So let's do this first. Now we'll do you. doesn't have. You don't have a brace, and you on armor. I mean. As you can see, we're quite stable. We're fine. We probably didn't need to pick up those extra chains, but it is going to mean that we can get the fuck out of here a little bit faster. Jesus Christ. Ah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, these poor guys. There we go. And let's just get the fuck out of here, shall we? Calculating strike. There we go. All right. Oh, hey, Helena Misselthaw, also a lady, and Eleanor Oakmont. All right, so our boy-girl ratio has gotten a bit out of sync. DeGray and Deslin are our only two boys. Everybody else is a lady. Uh, no. Yeah, yes, fine. Okay. We're ditching all of our chains. We are moving on with our lives. Okay, so let's get rid of hesitation now, and let's go to the black market as soon as we are allowed to. All right, so we're gonna buy 3 upgrade tokens. None of them were the ones that we wanted. None of them were the ones that we wanted. They're fine. They're fine, but shit. It's not bad or anything. At this point, like, it doesn't really matter what to put this stuff on, because none of that is really it's none of that is really impactful. There are a couple that we could have gotten that might have changed the nature of some fights in the future, but we didn't get them, so big W, whatever. This looks familiar. We've done this before. These are the Ender Spearmen. We've seen this configuration with halberdiers on the top and bottom. This time, the only difference is, it's spearmen instead. Motherfucker. Didn't do enough damage to overcome his bias. Who don't I like the most? I think I don't like... Pretty sure I don't like you in the middle the most. Yeah. He can go fuck himself. That was, by the way, 52 damage times 3. Not quite enough. Oh, yeah, I forgot about the poison. Yeah. Second quick hands, because our deck is getting very large and we're going to want to have that card draw. I really don't want to get rid of any of these. Maybe Crusader. Is that worth it? I don't think that's worth it. All three of these are pretty... this will be fine. Like that. That'll be good. Okay. So 40 damage this row. 20 damage bottom row. I have no defensive cards in my hand. Okay. So... to start off with... that'll give you a little bit of armor, and that'll also... good. That's one down. Seems like a waste doing it anyway. A little bit of damage. I'm okay with it. That's not necessary. Oh, I did that a bit out of sync. I should have done that earlier. He's not living through this round, so I'm being a bit sloppy. There we are. Reserves or invigorating blow. Both of these are very good cards. Reserves is better for where we are in the game. Intelligence. This is going to be just about probably our last opportunity to get any levels. I think that was all of them. Okay. One of my dudes just hit max level, which is great. Fine. Practiced is okay. I don't really want you to have opportunist. I don't want to worry about that. So we're going to go with practiced, which is actually quite good for you. And I'll take another stamina. It's for you. I'm going to take this weak spot, and I'll show you why later. Are you max level? Is 8 lat max? Another stamina. Another stamina. Hey! Ooh. Gambler is great. Nimble is amazing. At the end of their turn, if this character has at least 15 armor, they gain anticipation. Anticipation is not limited to a stack of 1, and anticipation does not dissipate, it needs to be consumed. Which means that as long as this dude has at least 15 armor, he just keeps on gaining stacks of fuck you, you can't touch me. And it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. I'm taking you. Especially because by the end of his turn, he's going to have 35 armor. Good, good, good. Giving you an extra will. And fucking flow. Look at that. Look at that shit. Holy shit. I now have a weasel with flow. I am guaranteed to win this fucking game. Are you max level? Yeah, I think that's max. I have the part of the overlay for Twitch is right in front of my face right here, so I can't see what it says. Hang on. Who is max? Kesselmead is max. Kesselmead is level 8. Level 8 is max. Okay, good to know. So, sorry that I didn't remember that. 7. No, you'll get a level. Who do I want leveled? You. I want you leveled. Actually, that's still a good question. Do I want you to get up to level 7? Because he's... Is everyone else level 7? Everyone else is level 7. I'm not getting any experience for the last boss. The Warden does not give experience. So I'm actually going to give it to the Wolf so that he can get his third passive. Brawler or Practiced would be good. Either of these would be fine. He's frontline, so Brawler is not terrible, but I'm going to take Practiced because I want him... I have other reasons for wanting him to trigger his racial racial ability anyway. Now, obviously, there's no point in going to the tavern because we can't recruit anyone else. So let's see what's at the smithy, boys. And what's at the smithy is reserves. We're going to take that, and we're going to take Flurry. Notice, my deck is fucking 62 goddamn cards. That's stupid. It's because of the way that this game works, it is difficult or impossible to really, not really impossible, but it's very difficult to keep your hand size, your deck size down. So instead you counter that by having as much card draw as possible. This dude here in the back, that Bannerman, he will banish the first card I use every round. So we're going to use that to our advantage, and we're going to get rid of some cards that we don't care about getting back. Okay. Shit, did not mean to do that. That doesn't matter. So, a couple things let's talk about the Warden. So, this guy has. I should have been keeping more up on this by. Well, I suppose I have been. I've been pointing out this entire time what these various icons are. If you ever see an icon you don't recognize, fucking mouse over it and take a look at what it does, because holy shit, if you don't, you might fucking die. This guy in particular has Champion. This is Warden. For a long time, he was the end boss of this game, and he's quite difficult. Or he can be quite difficult. We don't have any... We can't move him around, and my backline is actually... Shit. He still has superior light armor. Motherfucker. Never got any better than that, huh? Alright, well. He can't... It's not just that he cannot take more than 25 damage at a time. If you try to deal more than 25 damage to him, the excess is converted directly into armor. Not paying attention to that is how the Warden suddenly ends up with 400 armor. Just saying. Okay. So the first thing the Warden is going to do is move to the back. The next thing the Warden is going to do is take my back line and bring it to my front line. I don't have any countermeasures for that. It is almost definitely going to happen. I don't really have a very strong opening hand. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see if his champion it does. Okay, that's fine. Just wanted to check. I did 25 damage directly to his vitality, and then I ended up giving him a fuck ton of armor. Remember that thing I said he was gonna do? He did it. Amazing, I know. And I don't have any way of discarding that. All right, well. Okay. Everything's coming in on him, huh? Okay. Good. I'm going to put this on the dude in the front just so that I can start working on him next round. Okay, perfect. Another thing that this dude has is Magnificent Plate. He's actually the first one that we've seen that has this particular icon. There are a number of encounters that we could have had that would have introduced this to us earlier. As long as his armor is above 60, he cannot gain bleeds. They will be immediately converted into vulnerable. So, keep that in mind. My entire back line now has one stack of anticipation each. They may not be pulled to the... They probably would be pulled to the front, but they're not going to take the damage. So that's fine. No, actually, he's going to soak this first. I want to kill you then. Okay, let's see what we can do. What do we got? Oh, no. I made a mistake. Should have discarded this. Okay, enough fucking around. Hey, that's right, I have a weasel with flow. Look at that shit. Okay. Perfect. Whose card are you? Good. Okay. Let's match you with... What should we match you with? Yeah. Yeah, he still pulled me. That's fine, though. He didn't get to pull the guy... he didn't get to pull Oakmont because... my wolf managed to play her tower shield, so she was entrenched. She couldn't be moved. Yeah. And now we're just going to fuck these guys. We are now just going to murder everybody. First, I need to... yeah, let him banish. So... exactly 25 damage. So, hang on a second. Alright, so this is going to be 2 damage plus 9 is 11. Yeah, no. So it's not going to go over the... Just making sure that I'm not going to deal more than 25 damage per swing on this guy. Also, may I point out, the Warden is already fucking dead on turn 5. We're doing pretty fucking good. Just pointing it out. We're doing great. We're actually doing very good. The Warden is not a pushover. This is actually a legitimately fucking difficult fight. We have the benefit of an exceptionally powerful deck, a full stack of guys, and a lot of experience. We're gonna fuck up the Prince. I'm happy about it. I was a little concerned that I might... Oh, really? Nothing? No. I had been a bit concerned that I might fuck something up and not actually be able to complete the run. Okay. Okay. Don't think this is going to be enough to kill you, but at the very least... Oh, hey, now it probably is. Maybe? No? Yep, there we go. Okay. This poor guy, by the way, doesn't actually have any attacks. He's just gonna fucking stand there and aggressively banish my cards at me. There we go. All right, so this is our reward for killing the Warden. There's supposed to be music. It doesn't seem to be playing. There it is. The Warden is not necessarily a bad guy, by the way. He just happens to work for a petulant prince who made some very poor choices out of jealousy and fear. We have killed a lot of people on our way to get here because of a single foolish action committed by a petulant child who was jealous that he wasn't loved as much as his father. That is the plot line of this game. The prince was jealous that he wasn't loved as much as his father, and he wasn't loved as much as a local political leader. So he killed some people and he burned down the Black Church. And we have come to bring justice to him. And by justice, I mean we are going to murder everyone in his court and possibly toss him over the balcony. Spymaster, this is actually, believe it or not, this is a boss fight. It's not going to feel like a boss fight, but it is actually a boss fight. This encounter is actually legitimately very undertuned. The Spymaster himself is quite dangerous. Oh, I think they may have massively increased his health. They absolutely have. He did not used to have that much health. Ah, okay, they've done a thing. All right, cool. He didn't used to have 304 health. He used to have under 100, or around about 100. So you could very easily kill him in one round. He has a lot of interesting effects that I've never really gotten to see because I've always killed him too quickly. But he's got a lot of health now, so I'm probably going to be able to. So let's see what he does. Whenever the character is attacked when the shadow is spawned. Okay, hang on a second. Attack damage is increased. Okay. Ticks up by 2 whenever this character is attacked. When shadow is spawned, they gain stacks of Shadow Servant equal to the C. Alright, so me attacking him is going to increase the damage of all of his lackeys. And most of what he does also, he throws time bombs into our deck. He has a lot of really cool things that he does, and I have not been able to really get to see any of them. I haven't been able to appreciate any of the shit that he does because he just fucking dies way too fast. So this is actually legitimately exciting. Nothing, it's not doing anything. Oh. Okay, well, it looks like we're not going to be able to see what he does this time either. Has he always had this much health? Am I just, like, marveling over nothing? Is that what's happening here? I feel very stupid suddenly. Yeah, I think he may always have had this much health, and I'm just... Yep. Okay, yes. Yes. So I was wrong. I don't get to see whatever cool things he does. I revert to my former statement. That fight is a little undertuned. Now for the prince. This is serious business. This is actually very serious business because of... Alright, so let's review the mechanics of this game. Okay, let's review the mechanics of this fight. This fight has different mechanics than anything we have seen thus far. Number 1, you notice the active row ribbon is on both the front and the back row, because both the front and the back will be attacking every round. Instead of previously, the most amount of actions we have had to deal with is 3. We are going to have to deal with 6 actions per round until we can start killing these guys down. And these guys are going to make that very, very difficult on us because these guys have Kingsguard. As long as even one of these 3 dudes in the front is alive, all of my cards cost an additional 1 stamina. Each of these guys also does something unpleasant. This guy will move my guys around. This guy has a lot of defensive abilities. And this guy attacks lanes. One of their... oh my god. Yeah, deals 25 damage to opponents in lane. For each character hit, one of their talents chosen at random is discarded from the draw pile. These guys don't do anything amazing. They just do a large amount of damage every round. And then there's the Prince. The Prince doesn't do anything. He is actually an extreme pushover, but he can't really take damage until all of the Kingsguard have been defeated. So there's really no point in going after him. He's not he's a load-bearing boss, but he's a load-bearing boss in that really he's going to be the last person that we kill. We want to probably deal with these two shadows first because they do a lot of damage. The problem also, because there's so many actions, it becomes very complicated to keep track of it. They all have Magnificent Plate. They all have fucking Magnificent Plate. Okay. Now, let's point out something. Remember how I've been mentioning several times that Weasel with Flow wins this game? Weasel with Flow somewhat trivializes this encounter, because every single time he casts one of his concealed blades, another card in my hand drops down to 0 cost, which completely removes the entire difficulty of Kingsguard. This permits us to have this is permitting us to have a very reasonable amount of actions per round in an encounter that is specifically intended to reduce the amount of actions per round we can take. That's everything. That's everything we can do. We had no defensive maneuvers. We're going to take some damage. We're going to take some damage. Maybe. Yeah, we definitely are. Yeah. Ish. Don't like that. Okay. Okay. Was probably not the best choice. Okay, my Weasel will die this round unless I do some... oh my god. Yeah, my Weasel is going to die this round. I need to take some pretty immediate action. He's dead. Shit, I was hoping for the other one. 2, damn! I was afraid of that. I don't know, I'm not taking any chances. Oh, hey, good. Alright. Okay, so that's 2 big hitters down. How much damage is coming? 18 damage. What are you doing? Damage also. Shit. Have anything I can put you on? Anything I can give you? Don't think I'm going to lose... I don't think I'm going to lose him right now, but he's in bad shape. to lose. Okay. Taking a big swing. Taking a big fucking swing. Okay. Damn it! So what I was hoping there was for Flo to hit either take cover so that he can start casting shit, or the other concealed blade so that I could go through the deck. Please don't die. Just don't die, buddy. Yeah. Oh boy, you are very close to it. Okay, Oakmont. Okay. I don't want to discard anything. Oakmont dies this round. There's nothing I can do about it. He is going to die. So, I am just going to do everything I can with him while I can. Okay. That'll have to do. Good. Your turn. Okay. You may survive. You might live, Oak. We're gonna do what we can for you. I'm pulling for you, baby. Oh, hey. Okay. All right. We're set. We're fine. We are okay. I can't fucking believe we kept you alive, buddy. Unless he moves me, in which case he's gonna die anyway. Oh no, he didn't! Entrenched saved him. Nice. Actually, I probably shouldn't have taken the rupture. None of these guys have bleeds. And he doesn't have any will left. Okay. Okay. And now the prince is fucked. He does not at this point where this is legitimately over. He does very, very low damage. His damage is dependent entirely on having his damage rather is dependent entirely on him having a lot of allies on his side, which, as you can see, so yeah, he's fucked. He is well and fully befucked. Oh. Bye. And we win. The prince lays slouched against the base of the throne, clutching his wounds. So, does Landon plan to burn my city too, or conquer it? You don't respond. Our house is at war for far too long, he spits, still managing to draw breath. So many years of bloodshed. My father dreamt of peace, but could never see a means to it. It brought him great sadness and longing. So I vowed it would be my legacy. I would bring us peace, make my father proud. But then Landon came back to Blackchurch. My father began to regain hope, he'd say. The great Landon was a leader with whom we could broker a peace. He spoke with such admiration and love he had never directed his son. For a man he had never met. His voice takes a darker tone. So I burned everybody. I burned it to the ground. The sky went black, so you couldn't breathe through the fucking ash. Do you see this? Do you see this shit? But when I returned from that victory, I did not see pride in his eyes. No. Ruin, he kept saying, as if in a trance. You've brought ruin and nothing more. He foresaw this. He foresaw all of this, that Landon would come for me, that you would all come for me. He noted more virtues and qualities of your people that night than he had ever mentioned of me. Couldn't bear to hear it, so I did what I did. He murdered his father. In case that isn't clear, he killed his dad, and he took over the throne. Then I was rewarded for my sins, of course. A festival held in his honor. Bitter irony of it. Even now, out there in the streets, they celebrate his name. They sing songs of the noble king, the just king, virtues I do not possess. They loved my father, but they will never love me. A strange stillness washes over him. So what will it be? He continues after a long pause. What fate awaits me? Well, so, if this is your first time getting to this point, your answer is fucking mercy. After hearing all of that goddamned bullshit, after hearing this motherfucker admit that he murdered his father, burned down the Black church, killed lots of people, caused all of this fucking war in the streets, was because he was jealous that daddy didn't love him enough. Clearly, the correct response is to either hand him over to the people or to hang his head from the city walls. Clearly, giving him mercy, showing him mercy is ridiculous, particularly considering how many fucking people we have killed to get to this point. But if this is the first time you've gotten to this point, you're taking mercy. You're going to give him mercy because the reward for showing him mercy is 1,000 times better than either of the other. But I already have mercy, so we're just going to fucking kill him. So my soul shall burn too, he growls. Perhaps that is fitting. As you draw your blade, the sky darkens. The light of dawn fades from the great hall. A flock of crows rush across the black sky. It is done. Yep, it is. Spitter, Grit Salt, the Warden. Spymaster, unfortunately, wasn't shit. And the Prince also turned out to be not shit. As it turns out, having 3 mice in your party is stupid. We won 27 total combat encounters, 4 elites. We completed all 4 streets with 62 cards in our deck. That's not amazing. We didn't lose anybody, and we finished with 2,050 florins. We didn't use any oaths, so our multiplier isn't anything. You notice our score is only 915. There's a particular challenge that we need to get at least 1,000 points. Please note, we beat the shit out of this game. We trounced absolutely everything. We for all the minor misplays that I made, we never paid for it. We just fucking waltzed through this shit, and I still didn't hit 1,000 points. And that's everything. I hope you have enjoyed this. I am going to be putting this up onto YouTube in case anyone might need to have a tutorial on how to fucking play this game, kill that prince, commit a regicide, and do it all from the comfort of your own home. The angry furries have gotten their revenge. Good night, everybody. I love you all.